dancing into Friday like it's a Friday, it's a Friday. Put it there, sister.
High five.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, man. It's been a frenetic week. It's been crazy. It's been an awesome week, so we've got to round it off in style. Welcome to you guys at home. Thank you so much for joining us. It's going to feel like we're in the club this morning, I think.
It is, and never mind rounding it off. We're getting things started. We have DJ Dio, Pascal and Pierce in studio. They're going to be performing. Not only are we going to get to know them through a round of rapid-fire questions, but they're bringing us 3 awesome performances.
Yeah, maybe a new track as well. Absolutely love that. Then I didn't realize how much we, and myself included, had disconnected from our urban spaces. So this morning we're going to reconnect you with your city with some very creative inner-city urban spaces that are being redefined. The most awesome project. Really, really is cool.
You've got to love those projects. And then you also need to know how to keep the kids occupied during the school holidays. We're going to spend time in the kitchen and we're going to show you how to make some kid-friendly flooded biscuits. They are so cute. You do not want to eat them, actually. That's how cute they are.
Flooded biscuit. I'm just seeing milk.
Like little animals. Just think of shapes and like beautiful icing and colorful. Oh, we're going to whip that up together.
We're going to chow down. Then, of course, it's a Friday. Oh, and what does it mean? We're going to dance. We're going to start warming up right now. B2 Dominate. They are here to round off with a Friday dance. They are really good, so I don't know if we're going to be able to keep pace, but maybe you guys at home can do that. So I'm going to start warming up my injured leg.
That injured knee. Well, while he warms up, why don't we catch up with your morning headlines with Ewan?
Great, my brother, you got to take care of that World Cup knee injury, my man. We're going to be dancing at the end of this Friday. Welcome to it. Let's get into your news headlines. In your national news, the Public Audit Amendment Bill, which has been passed by the National Council of Provinces, the NCOP, will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to be signed into law. The bill gives the Auditor General significant new powers to take action against those who are found to have wasted or misused public funds. All parties backed the bill. For the first time, the Auditor General will have the authority to take remedial action on his or her findings and recommendations, and also be able to ensure that financial losses suffered by the state are recovered. And the City of Cape Town has announced that there will be no day zero in 2019, provided that adequate water restrictions are maintained. The city says the levels of dams supplying water to Cape Town have been rising consistently over the past 6 weeks. It says total dam storage capacity has now risen to 43%, thanks to residents who have been saving water and the good rainfall the city has experienced so far this winter. Dam levels are already higher than what they were at the end of winter last year. And then in your international news this morning, Kenya's chief public prosecutor said yesterday that his office will target banks and their staff for their involvement in the handling of funds missing from a government youth agency. A court has charged 43 suspects, including state workers and business people, because of 1 billion shillings lost from the government-run National Youth Service training scheme. Half of it was allegedly fraudulently acquired, and authorities are also investigating 10 financial institutions suspected of handling funds that were stolen from the youth service. And lastly, moving to the USA, a gunman opened fire a few hours ago at the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Maryland's capital, Annapolis, killing 5 people and wounding at least 3 others as journalists took cover under their desks and then tweeted raw, real-time accounts of the attack. William Cramp, Deputy County Police Chief, said the gunman damaged his fingertips so that he could not be identified. He reportedly carried a long gun and had flash grenades and smoke bombs in his backpack with him at the scene. The motive remains unclear. That's where we leave your news headlines. We'll get into your headlines again in half an hour's time.
Let's kick it off with football. Colombia and Japan claimed the final 2 places in the round of 16 at the World Cup 2018 yesterday, finishing top of Group H. Africa's last representative in the competition, Senegal, crashed out as they fell to a 1-0 loss to Colombia, while Japan managed to qualify despite that 1-0 loss to Poland. Ultimately, it came down to disciplinary record. Also in action last night, Tunisia beat Panama by 2-1, while Belgium saw out a rather lackluster 1-0 win over England. So the round of 16 gets underway tomorrow as France face Argentina and Portugal tackle Uruguay. It's the business end. Then on to rugby with the international break now done and dusted. Super Rugby returns this weekend and it sees all 4 South African teams in action. The pick of the weekend has to be a local derby. The Sharks hosting the Lions at Kings Park in Durban. The reverse fixture between the two saw a 26-19 win for the Joburg side at Ellis Park in Feb. Now the fixtures, the Bulls, they'll be travelling to the Sunwolves, while the Stormers are also out on the road. They're up against the Jaguares. Then on to cricket. The Proteas women's cricket team sadly fell to an 8-wicket defeat to a very strong New Zealand outfit in Bristol yesterday to finish last in their T20 Tri-Series. After winning the toss and electing to bowl first, South Africa put 148 for 6 on the board. In their innings, New Zealand had no problem chasing down the target, and they reached the winning mark with 28 balls to spare. So the result sees the Proteas finish the tournament with only one win in their 4 games being played, that against England. We'll expand on those headlines again on the top of the hour and touch on them in a half hour, but get more into all those permutations in the World Cup in just a moment, so stay tuned.
Just after 6 o'clock, let's quickly take our first look at your weather and your temperatures. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect nice and mild conditions. And then we're very excited because a cold front is making its way into the Western Cape, and we can look forward to 4 consecutive days of some rain going into the weekend. So that's definitely something to smile about as we enter this weekend. Your temperatures very quickly. Polokwane starting off on 6 minimum, reaching a high of 20 degrees. Mbombela 10, 24. Pretoria 7 and a high of 20. Johannesburg 5 minimum, reaching a maximum 19 degrees. Mahikeng 5, nice and cool, but warming up to 24. Klerksdorp 3, 23. Kimberley around 0 this morning, warming up to 21. Bloemfontein nice and cold, -2, your maximum 19 degrees. Richards Bay 12, 24. Pietermaritzburg 6 and a high of 21. Durban 15, 22. Mthatha 5, 21. East London 12 and a maximum 22. Cradock 4 minimum, your maximum 21. Port Elizabeth, good morning, 10 minimum, 21 is your maximum. George 9, 18. Sutherland 5, staying cold with a maximum of 11 degrees. Cape Town also on the cool side, 12 minimum, your maximum 14, and that rain expected. Worcester 8, 15. Springbok 5, 18, and Uppington starting off on 1, reaching a maximum of 23 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather and your temperatures for the 6 o'clock bulletin. We'll keep you updated throughout the course of your Friday. I'm back just after 6:30 with another update.
It certainly is a Friday. Now, as we welcome the 29th of June, we know we live in a world that is constantly changing. So we're going to put on the brakes and take a look at what happened on this day in history.
Yeah, so on this day, not so long ago, Kylie and Kendall Jenner made a public apology after they came under massive fire for selling T-shirts with the images of famous musicians with their initials splashed across their torsos. And then, of course, they were accused of publicly exploiting these legacies of musicians in the process. So they did a very quick 360.
I know, and there was quite a big debate around it. They never got permission to use the likes of Bob Marley's images, so they really did...
a golden opportunity to partner with the organizations behind their legacies are quite sad.
Yes. Well, we're going to rewind the clock to 3 years ago, where on this day in 2015, the Beijing Times reported that 30% of the Great Wall of China has disappeared, and this is due to natural forces, damages from tourists, and people stealing bricks to build houses.
Oh, wow. I suppose as long as they're being used to build houses, when you see the amount of tourist traffic on the Great Wall, you can understand that. Awesome. And the fact that you can see it from space, that is just so ridiculous. And then finally, we take you back to 1986, where Argentina beat West Germany in the 13th edition of the World Cup, of course in Mexico City, claiming their 2nd World Cup title. Hopefully inspire you for our World Cup action coming up over the weekend.
That's right. Well, that was our bite-sized dose of history. Why don't you go out, seize the day, and make it one for the books?
All right, well, we're going to be taking our very first break of the morning. Your Friday is now officially underway, and it's going to be a good one. Look at the back there. That is the iconic duo Pascal and Piers. They are here. They're going to provide us some awesome tunes going into your weekend. Looking forward to that. But coming up after the break, I don't know if Graham's heart and knee can handle this, but we'll bring you a Soccer World Cup roundup of everything that went down on the field yesterday. And something to be very proud of, the iconic Belito Pro turns 50 this year. We'll bring you a roundup of that as well. That and a whole lot more on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. Thank you very much for tuning in and starting your Friday with us. Let's turn our attention to social media very quickly. And hey, who's these supermodels on screen right now? Oh, wait a minute, that's Zoe and Graham and myself. I'm just saying, man, that's cool. Listen, we asked you this morning on social media, it's World Camera Day. What do you like to take photos of? And I love some of your responses. Let's run you through quickly. Donay Henry, good morning, Delay, says, I love taking photos of my family and clouds. Random, I know, clouds are good. And life in general, she says. Sebrele says, good morning, Expresso. I like taking photos of myself. Yes, we like it. Mario says, good morning, Expresso. What else do we have? Good morning, Expresso team. Happy Friday from Port Elizabeth. Tawando, how's it? Ramakone says, good morning. Definitely pick up myself with nature in the background. Being very specific there, Ramakone. Jasmine says, morning, Expresso. I love taking photos of places and nature. Have a beautiful day. Kai Tudi says, myself. Good morning, people. And Kevin clearly loves taking pictures of Expresso, which is great because that's our opening right there. So a lot of self-love going around this morning, and that's perfect. I love that. We love self-love. But continue connecting with us on our social media pages. Use that hashtag Expresso Show. We'll connect with you throughout the course of your Friday morning.
Time to get your daily dose of World Cup action and a little bit of an update from Graham. And you know what? When we decided our teams, I said I'm backing Senegal in this World Cup. They played yesterday. Please tell me they still qualify. Please tell me they qualify. No.
Okay, that was. I'll give it horns just because we are saying goodbye to Senegal. So, and I hate to do it.
So
I hate to do it this early in a match, but I'm giving a red card to yellow cards because Senegal are out on disciplinary records. A weird day of football yesterday, a bit of a lackluster day in terms of the kind of performances we were expecting out of it. We wanted to see a big tussle between Belgium and England. We wanted to see Senegal progress. They lost 1-0 to Colombia. They could have still progressed were it not for an ill discipline issue or the amount of yellow cards that they got. So Japan qualify, Colombia qualify, Poland are out despite beating Japan, and of course Senegal are going home.
Look at that. It is exactly...
it's exactly the same. So obviously Japan and Senegal, and the rule is, and it's the FIFA fair play rule, which is fair play, which is pretty cool actually, to motivate the players operating with a bit more conscience on the field. So sadly Senegal go home. Cisse was quite, the coach was quite philosophical about it, but he didn't complain. The fact of the matter is everyone knew the rule, and you've got to take those challenges into
So is it because Japan and Senegal, they have exactly the same point
exactly
difference,
the same. Japan
goals,
had less yellow cards.
So it goes down to
Senegal.
discipline.
It's because the Senegalese play with passion is why that happened, man. So heartbreaking for Africa. So the continent is out. And of course, Poland, despite beating Japan, they are out, and Japan go through, so well done to them. So that means Japan will face Belgium on Monday, which is going to be pretty tough. Colombia face England on Tuesday, and I really think England would have preferred to have faced Japan, but it means moving forward, if Brazil do qualify, then the Belgium are headed on a course to face them, which opens a whole different can of worms. So I'm going to do my yellow card now. A caution to Roberto Martinez, okay, and Gareth Southgate, the respective managers for Belgium and England, for fielding completely different teams for a match that we thought was going to be the highlight of the World Cup thus far. Now you're dealing with Harry Kane, the top goal scorer, Romelu Lukaku, the second top goal scorer, two teams that are littered with Premier League superstars. And whether they call it testing the depth of their squad, saving their key players from injury, I'm sorry, these guys play, you know, a match every 3-4 minutes. Anyway, Januzaj getting the only goal of the match. And then I didn't see which player managed to connect himself in the head in his celebrations. For me, Fellaini was one of the standout stars of that particular game, and one of the only recognisable stars in that game. Very disappointing
game.
It really was, but from the perspective of the fans who had flown and spent thousands to come and support their team to see the big guns, and now the problem is that England, that winning mindset, that mentality, that culture of winning has been shaken going into the vital knockout stages. But needless to say, they both still do qualify, so we'll let them off with just a warning at the moment. So let's throw it forward quickly. Look at Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Morocco, Iran, Peru, Australia, Nigeria, Iceland, Germany, South Korea, Costa Rica, Serbia, Panama, Tunisia, Poland, Senegal. Adios, amigos. They're all on their way out. That brings us to our mouth-watering lineup of fixtures, so we can be quite positive about what's coming up over the weekend. France against Argentina, it's going to be difficult for the small Argentinians, I think, at the back there to match the likes of Pogba in the air. The speed of the likes of Mbappe, Griezmann is going to be very difficult. Cristiano Ronaldo hasn't scored in a knockout game for Portugal in a long, long time, if ever. So he's going to need to do that against a very strong Uruguayan team. Spain-Russia, probably the pick of the weekend's matchups on the 1st of July, obviously on Sunday. And Croatia and Denmark, two outside chances. That Croatian side, though, with, I think, cup-winning credentials. So that's one to watch. And, of course, you can catch all of the action live on SABC 1.
There we go. Well, that was your World Cup roundup. And you know, here on Expresso Monday morning, we'll bring you a review from the weekend.
Do you mind, just ahead of the Friday dance, if I just please take my threshold
You
real
need it.
MSM?
You need it.
I have a feeling that with the likes of Pascal and Pierce in the house, that I'm going to be bopping in the background. I'm going to need to move. Now, honestly, if you're an athlete, if you're a weekend warrior like myself, if you're feeling like your joints are taking strain, if you need to repair the connective tissue, if you need to look after your body, it's got a natural form of sulfur that is so easily assimilated into the body, but it really is there not only to help you heal, but to help promote overall well-being. This has become my go-to, not just because I'm old and I've grown all the time, but it really, really does work.
Try Threshold. It's clinically proven to assist with pain and inflammation, joint health, exercise recovery, and oxidative damage. Threshold, nature's anti-inflammatory for painful conditions.
Right, up next on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, if you're a fan of surfing, then I'm sure you've had your eye on the 2018 Bolito Pro. Now, throughout the week, the world's most talented surfers have been trying to tame the waves at Willard Beach. And while Sofia Mulanovic already took home the women's title, there's still loads of surfing to enjoy. So before the men's champion is crowned this weekend, we decided to check in on one of South Africa's most iconic surfing events.
In the local surfing scene, there aren't many events that are as big as the Bolito Pro. Every year, hundreds of fans flock to the picturesque beach to enjoy some of the world's best surfing. And this year, there's even more to celebrate as the Bolito Pro hits its 50th anniversary.
This event was started by my father back in Durban and a guy called Max Wetland and Ian MacDonald in 1969. Back then it was called the Durban 500. So this year the Bolito Pro is celebrating 50 years of that event, because this event transitioned from the Durban 500 because there was 500 Rand in prize money. Then it became the Gunston 500 and it turned into a huge event. And then 10 years ago they moved the event here to Bolito Bay, and this year is the celebration of 50 years. So it's a celebration of the longest running pro event in the world, 50 years, and it's a celebration of 50 years of pro surfing in South Africa.
Half a century on from the first Bolito Pro, the world-class competition holds the prestigious title of being the longest-running pro surfing event in the world.
Well, I definitely think it's a milestone. No other event in the world can celebrate 50 years of continuous running as a professional event. And I think this event has really become the focal point for performance surfing in South Africa. So it's an opportunity for young guys to come and watch the best in action, because there's just something about watching a live event that's certainly different. And also it's a way for the very best South Africans to test themselves in a competitive environment against the best surfers in the world.
Since Gavin Rudolph won the first Pro back in 1969, South Africans have gone on to dominate the event. This year is no different, with loads of local surfers looking to write their name in the Bolito Pro history.
It's super important to try and get a good result here. It's the first 10,000 of the whole year, so I think everyone's fighting to get a real good result. Especially just coming home and being able to reset, and after such a busy beginning of the year, it would be nice to have a good result at home, and then especially heading into J-Bay, just have that extra little bit of, confidence booster and momentum.
As one of the qualifying legs of the World Surf League Tour, the Bolito Pro has always given South Africans the chance to showcase their skills, but it's also the international talent on display that really lights up the event.
All the international guys coming over, whether you were sitting on the pier or you were sitting down the line from them, it was just the most inspiring and jaw-dropping thing to see all the guys come from overseas and just do things on a surfboard you never knew were possible. And yeah, it just gets your little young brain going to just thinking what's possible, and just next thing you know, you were trying cutbacks the day before and now you're trying airs, so it's insane to see the generations and how it kind of breeds the next generation.
Just as surfers and fans have made their way to Belito for an awesome few days of entertainment, the surfing conditions seem to have joined the party as well.
One good thing about the Belito Pro this year is that the sand has come around from Bathers Beach already, and that usually only happens on about Saturday of the event. We always see that big west come and make the sandbank perfect for finals day. But this year, the sand's in place, it's off the rock, it's really shallow, and it's only getting more and more. Plus spring tides, which looks like a really good setting. Even if it's going to be really small, it's going to be very rippable waves, and I think there's going to be a lot of high-performance surfing.
With the conditions proving to be the best it's been in recent years, fans will wait in anticipation to see who will be crowned champion of the 2018 Belito Pro.
I have such fond memories of going to go and watch the Belito Pro during the school holidays, but we're about to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. The weekend's coming up. We're going to connect with Roger Good and his team to find out what their pick of the weekend is.
Yep, and then look at those two gents behind us. That's Pascal and Piers. They're joining us in studio. They're sweating bullets at the moment because we're going to put them under rapid fire. Get to know them a little bit here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. That and a whole lot more heading your way after the break.
Come on, man.
Not trying to be indie, not trying to be cool, just trying to be in this. Tell me, are you too? Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it fall in love. Try. But you'll never be alone. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here. I'll hold you when things go wrong. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here, here. Yo, it's changing the whole time. I want it like it was in the beginning. Hello, thank you. You were shut like a jacket. So do you, because I'm just putting my lips on the mic, so. Rapids to find a wave that fits. Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see this. The sound's changing the whole time. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it up. Fall in love. Try. But you'll never be alone. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here. I'll hold you when things go wrong. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here, here, here. Baby, I'm right here.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. You are live with Expresso. You are not in a nightclub right now, okay? But brace yourself because it's going to feel like that in just a moment. That's kind of pierced. Oh, he's got an injury, man.
Definitely, bro.
That's a World Cup injury right there. Inspired to play football. We love athletes on the show.
Born for football, yeah.
Do you have a team in the World Cup, incidentally?
I'm probably backing Spain, I think.
You're a Real dude, yeah.
I was going for African team, but because I speak English, I'm
Wah,
England.
wah, wah. That's that kind of astute breakdown of a match that we're going for. Guys, we love you, man. You are superstars, but don't get ahead of yourselves, okay? Don't think just because you've made it that people don't need to get a good first impression, all right?
Always
so
about
our
the
rapid
impression.
fire game is all about getting to know the people beneath the vinyl, okay?
Cool.
Do you guys still use vinyl?
No. From time to time, I do.
Behind the wheels of steel, okay? So we're going to play a game of rapid fire. I'm going to fire off a ton of questions. Some of them silly, some of them very revealing.
Cool.
And we're going to treat it like a bit of a competition, so you can race between the two. Whoever answers first is going to get that answer out. But we've got a ton of questions to get through. 38, okay, in 1 minute. Can we do it, boys? Can we do it? All right. Clear your minds in 3, 2, 1. If you had a time machine, where would you travel, past or future?
Past.
Nice. Beach getaway or wild retreat?
Beach getaway.
Iron Man or Captain America?
Iron
Man.
Man.
Pull an all-nighter or I need my sleep?
All-nighter.
Sleep.
Toilet roll, over or under? Wait for it.
Over.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Over. Yeah.
Gangnam Style or what does the fox say?
Gangnam Style.
Boom. Last movie you watched?
Disaster artist.
Oh, cool.
I can't even remember, I'm moving.
Vin Diesel or Dwayne Johnson? The Rock, obviously.
Oh, that's a tough one. The Rock.
The Rock, obviously.
The Rock.
Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Movies or books?
Movies.
The last album you bought? Please both answer.
Last single or last album?
Probably the last time was a Good Luck album I bought.
Oh, yeah, look at you, man. Can I ask one more? Just one more, man. I'm going through this tons. Listen, it's Martin Garrix or Dave Guetta?
Guetta.
To listen to or to go on a date with?
I'm picturing a beach, a sunset.
Guetta, definitely.
Great, definitely. Is it the
Safari.
hair?
Hands down. I think it's the nose.
Ooh, I
Safari
like that,
blue.
man. I told you it's the best game ever. Listen, we got through about 3 questions.
Not bad.
Okay, which is, for guys who live by night, at this time of the morning, that's pretty good. No, love you guys. Thank you so much for stepping in. We absolutely love the fact that you brought a boy band with you this morning as well.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? Are we going to hear some new music at the moment? Where are you in the life cycle of Dave and P, man? What's going on?
Brew, things are going really well at the moment for us. We're writing a lot of music. Obviously, Lose Control's out at the moment. Running well, it's done really well. So yeah, what can I say? Making lots of music, performing a lot. So as an artist, that's probably the best space to be in right now, is to kind of showcase what we've got to offer continuously. And what else can I tell you besides the World Cup drama? Life's going well,
I'm so
man.
sorry about seeing all that.
Yeah, it's good, man.
You guys have a completely different reality to other groups, bands, artists out there, in that there is a performance element to selling your work, in making those tracks successful and making sure that you're booking. How do you manage that? How do you turn off the need to be out there and performing the songs and building those sets and growing the music, the new music in the way? Because you guys are pretty relentless with getting tracks out there. How do you balance that?
It's exactly as you say. I think a balance, a bit of a day-night thing, DJ by night, produce by day. But I think for us, the two go hand in hand. Like, you need to be DJing to play your music. You need to be producing to DJ, well, for us at least, anyway, kind of what we've built so far. But yeah, it's a good balance and it's a lifestyle, I guess.
And you need amazing vocalists. Amazing vocalists. And one flutist. Are we looking
flautist.
for a flautist?
A flutist. If we can find a flower to create the real band, then we've got it there.
I love it, man. I love it.
It's a female vocalist.
Well, you're going to get to hear these guys in action, and we've got something really special. Some absolute bangers this morning, lighting up radio, lighting up clubs, lighting up our studio, lighting up your lounge in just a moment. So stay tuned for that, boys. Thank you so much. Always just slowly. Awesome to have you.
Let's take a look at those news headlines once again. In your national news, the Public Audit Amendment Bill, which has been passed by the National Council of Provinces, will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to be signed into law. The bill gives the Auditor General significant new powers to take action against those who are found to have wasted or misused public funds. And the city of Cape Town has announced there will be no day zero in 2019, with dams rising to 43% provided that adequate water restrictions are maintained. And in your international news headlines, Kenya's chief public prosecutor said yesterday that his office will target banks and their staff for their involvement in the handling of funds missing from a government youth agency. A court has charged 43 suspects, including state workers and business people. And lastly, a gunman opened fire a few hours ago at the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Maryland's capital, Annapolis, killing 5 people and wounding at least 3 others. We'll expand on those news headlines at the top of the hour.
So we kick it off with World Cup news. Colombia and Japan claimed the final 2 places in the round of 16 at the World Cup yesterday as they finished top of Group H. Tomorrow, Portugal face Uruguay while France take on Argentina. In a bumper weekend in Super Rugby, the international break is over, so Super Rugby returns this weekend. With a local derby, the Sharks hosting the Lions, the Bulls, they'll be travelling to the Sunwolves. And also on the road, the Stormers are up against the Jaguares. And sadly in cricket, the Proteas women's cricket team fell to an 8-wicket defeat to New Zealand in Bristol yesterday to finish last in their T20 Tri-Series. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour. Right now, let's get a traffic update with Zoe.
Let's take a first look at the roads in Gauteng and Bedfordview. There's a multi-vehicle accident on the N3 northbound. It's after Van Buren Road exit. 2 lanes have been blocked, allow for some extra travel time. Then in the Western Cape in Athlone, there's also been an accident on the N2 inbound after Jakes Gradwal Drive, and it's blocking the emergency lane, so please approach with caution. That's where I leave your traffic. I'll bring you another update shortly.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Just after 6:30, let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures for your Friday. And it looks like mild temperatures can be expected for most parts of the country. And we're also very excited as a cold front is moving in over the Western Cape, bringing with it 4 consecutive days of rain. It just started pouring down in the mother city. It's amazing. Let's run you through those temperatures. Polokwane is 6 minimum, your maximum 20. Mbombela 10.24. Pretoria 7 and a high of 20. Johannesburg 5.19. Mahikeng 5.24. Klerksdorp 3.23. Kimberley 0 this morning with a maximum 21. Bloemfontein -2 with a maximum 19. Richards Bay 12.24. Pietermaritzburg 6.22. Durban starting off on 15 and your maximum 22 degrees. Mthatha 5.21. East London 12 and a high of 22 degrees. Cradock 4.21. Port Elizabeth 10.21. George 9.18. Sutherland 5 and a high of 11. Cape Town 12 and 14 degrees maximum. Worcester 8.15. Springbok 5.18 and Uppington on 1 minimum, warming up to 23 degrees. So wrap up your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll get into it again just after 7.
Well, let's take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, we connect with the 5FM team, Roger Good. They're going to give us their pick of the week. And last night in Presenter Search on 3, the top 10 was revealed, and we're going to introduce you to them after the break.
Seem like I'm okay. Do I have to stand here? Not trying to be indie, not trying to be cool, just trying to be in this. Tell me, are you true? Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it up, fall in love. But you'll never be alone. shut like a jacket, so do yours is. We would roll down the rapids to find a wave that fits. Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it up, fall in love, try.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. It's the weekend and we've got just what you have been craving for. I think they are so good looking, in fact, this breakfast team, that it's rumored that they all play football for Italy, and that's the real reason that Italy didn't make it to the World Cup. It's Roger Good, Sureshni Ryder, Carmen Reddy, and Jude in the house. How are you, you crazy monkeys?
Yes, girl, look at you, sweetie.
Woo! Are you guys out in like an airfield somewhere, dude?
What? Wow, what's happening?
You just sound crazy, man. You sound crazy.
I just wanted to say as well, it's really sweet to see that you guys are finally doing something for charity, giving back to like the vagrants and, you know, the homeless. There's two really strange looking guys on your show. The one guy's got really long hair. You know, I just think it's really sweet.
Did you see Dave's injured finger from playing football?
What the hell? How do you even do that?
Don't be a hater, yo. Don't be a hater. Okay, so it's a weekend. We've got them in studio. What have you guys got for us? What's happening over this beautiful country?
Okay, first up in Johannesburg, we had this guy on the show. He's so funny. His name's Alfred Adrian. He does this really funny show about dating life. It's a debut one-man show, really funny. It's all the way from the Eastern Cape, and he's now in the city of Joburg. The show, it's relentlessly funny, warm, honest, sometimes edgy, but definitely full of heart. So get your tickets for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to laugh like you never laughed at Monte Casino Friday, 29th of June from 8 o'clock, $130. Get you in. Alfred Adrian, there he is, looking fine. Alrighty, our second pick, we're off to the City of Poison, Durban. More comedy for the weekend in winter. Big Five comedy at the Natal Playhouse going down. The Big Five comedy brings together an ensemble stand-up comedy show featuring the best comics in South Africa. It'll be featuring the award-winning DJ Reddy D, who also is hailed as one of the greatest hip-hop DJs in the world. Yeah. This is one you don't want to miss. So get your tickets this Saturday, 8 o'clock, $100 gets you in. And finally, off to the capital. Rush Esports, they're saying, sir, at the Sun Arena in the capital, brings a number of different esport tournaments and activities together under one roof. It's a multi-tournament, multi-platform, and it's just for everybody, whether you're a professional esports player or someone who just wants to have some fun and see how good you are at, even the parents looking to find out more ways to, deal with their child's obsessions. You know what I'm saying, okay? So Sunday, 1st of July, from 9 in the morning, $100 gets you in, sir.
Let's take you down to the mother city, Grand West Casino in Cape Town, obviously, where Comic X is dominating an all-round entertainment event, not just for comics. There's gaming, there's cosplay, pop-up movies. There is a ton of action going on, even live bands, hypnotists, magicians, pretty much everything that you need to keep the kids entertained and for the big kids to remain entertained. And that's Comic X. They've got you covered. Tickets ranging from $100 to $150, and that's tomorrow, and it kicks off at 9 o'clock. Now, in honor of Pascal and Pierce, can I get a, we're in the club. Hoorah right now.
Hey, Pascal, how's your balls? Hoorah!
Oh, yeah, thank you so much. That's the DJ Roger Good family connecting from Josie.
Oh, man, always great to connect with the 5FM crew, man. Just give us that little kick into the weekend that we need. Hoorah! Yes, listen, let's take a look at quickly what's happening on the local scene with regards to our celebs quickly.
That's right. Well, losing a parent is traumatic for everyone, regardless of your age or how long it's been since their passing. For Thando Tabete, their heartache of losing her dad is still fresh, and the TV host took to Instagram to bear a touching letter to her late father. And when I read this, I got very tearful. She wrote, "Daddy would have been 56 today. I wish you were here to see the woman I have grown into. I have no doubt that you look over and have been very instrumental in my life here on earth. I miss your voice, your laughter, your love, drinking milk together before we went to bed, eating raw liver, and no doubt my love for music is a result of your influence. Don't worry about your girls. I'm doing my damn best. Happy birthday, Daddy." Isn't that just so sweet?
That is adorable. And he sounds like he has been there with her every step of the way, and an amazing father as well.
Most definitely.
Sure, yeah, Thando, we share that with you. Thank you very much for sharing that. So that's your local entertainment news. We'll get into the international side of things a little bit later on this morning. All right, well, right now, though, it's been an exciting episode. Presenter Search on 3 last night, man. The top 10, it's here, it's getting close. The competition is heating up, but if you happen to miss it, here's your top 10. Let's introduce you.
Thousands of aspiring TV stars from across South Africa stepped into the initial audition rooms. 25 talented hopefuls made it through to the Mentor Masterclass round, and now the top 10 have been selected. Vying for your affection at home and the approval of the main judging panel, contestants will compete in a series of elimination challenges until only 3 remain.
We excited as SABC3 as a brand that today we announced the top 10, and we are saying to the top 10, the stage is theirs. Let them come and just dazzle and sparkle and give us the best.
I'm just really excited to be here because I know exactly what the top 10 are going through right now. I know what's going through their minds. It's a really exciting time of the competition, and this is where it gets real. This is where the competition really starts to get exciting and heat up.
Today, we will be making the massive announcement of the top 10. Let's start with Phelo Mokodi.
From Botswana, 24-year-old Phelo Mokodi was crowned the first Miss Africa Botswana in 2015.
I want to be a TV presenter because you want me to be a TV presenter. I'm kidding. I just have so much personality that I cannot wait to introduce to my audience.
Laurina Machite.
From Port Elizabeth, Laurina Machite is a lifestyle blogger who runs her own YouTube channel.
I absolutely love the concept behind Presenter Search on 3. The fact that a girl like me can become a superstar on a channel like this is unbelievable.
This is Shannon Leibach. Come on out, Shannon! Come on out with all that energy!
From Johannesburg, Shannon Leibach is an acting student at Wits and a part-time scuba diver.
I want to be a TV presenter because it turns acting on its head. Acting is all about being someone else. TV presenting is about being yourself.
There definitely is a doctor in the house. This is Fezile Mkhize.
From Johannesburg, Fezile Mkhize is a qualified medical doctor, part-time model and fitness fanatic.
I want to be the kind of presenter where people rush home and make sure that they can see me on screen and have them next to me as we move through all the different segments and adventures on the show.
This is Mosa Kaiser.
From Johannesburg, Mosa Kaiser is an actress, radio show host and honors graduate from Wits.
People want to see me on television because I'm so lovable, I'm so warm, I'm your friend. You want to see me again, right? You don't want to drop that remote, you want to stay with me, right? Yeah, I'm your baby.
Ryle de Mornay.
From Cape Town, Ryle de Mornay is a professional lifeguard and entrepreneur with a passion for fitness.
I want to be the first TV presenter of its kind. Raw, unique, and there's just so much love and passion to give.
This is Palisa Tembe.
From Durban, Palisa Tembe is an actress and YouTuber who loves to give back by volunteering at a children's home in the local community.
I want to be a TV presenter because I believe I have the gift of the gab. And honestly, do you see this personality working in front of a desk?
This is Tabiso Makubel.
From Johannesburg, Tabiso Makubela is a marketing entrepreneur with his own brand consultancy.
I should be the next face of SABC3 because I am young, I am dynamic, I am rocking, and I think you are going to love me.
So welcome to the top 10. Zikana is next.
From Cape Town, Zikona Mda is an actress and voice artist with a passion for yoga and a love for animals.
I think people want to see me on TV because I'm just like any other girl and I love a good time. I like to have fun. I come across as very serious, but I can be very, very silly.
Harmony Katulundi.
Also from Johannesburg, Harmony Katulondi is a model, voiceover artist and son of a fashion designer.
I want to be the best that I can be and also inspire and motivate other people to be the best that they can be, showing them that prayer works and dreams do come true.
So there they are, out of 6,000 hopefuls across the country. This is your presenter search on 3 top 10.
Every one of that top 10 could be a winner. They all have a special talent, a special quirk or charm to their personality. I think it's a really strong selection of young people who can all rise to the top.
Congratulations, top 10.
As I saw the 10 of them lined up on the stage, I thought, that's levels right there. We definitely have selected the cream of the crop out of South Africa's talent.
I think every single person in the top 10 deserves to be here. You know, I might be sad about a couple of people who didn't make it, but who do you drop to accommodate those people? So, you know, from this top 10, I think we'll have a very strong 3, and let's see what happens.
The real work starts now, and this is going to be a test of character, a test of perseverance, and a test of really to see who has the drive, the willpower to really take this on and make something big.
McCafe stands for little moments in between, and we know a lot of these people took a moment in between in their life to come on stage and showcase their talent. To be part of one of the biggest talent shows in South Africa, I think that was an honor for us as well.
To see new talent come out is so heartwarming. Another top 10, new stars being made. The stage is yours. Go and get it.
Catch Presenter Search on 3 Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and watch the top 10 compete to become one of the 3 new presenters on SABC3.
Wow, congratulations, guys. I know I've met a couple of them. Can we get a round of applause? The top 10 is there. Now the fun really begins. So you guys at home better start supporting your favorites. Check out #BeFoundOn3. Presenter Search on 3. Start finding those hopefuls and support them online if you can. Now we've got a young man sounding all kinds of ridiculously good this morning. Johnny Apple is in the house. Is he doing it? Feet up, yo. He's a rock star. He's a rock star. You know, he's sounding phenomenal this morning. He's going to be performing for you after the break. Then we're going supersonic again. It looks like there are plans to build a brand new supersonic jet. Very interesting. We'll see you for that after the break.
Try the new McCafe Low GI sandwiches, cheese and tomato, chicken club, and cheese and tomato chicken roll. Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us. Awesome to have you here. Time to have a little bit of a laugh. It's been an awesome show. It is feeling all kinds of Friday today.
Absolutely.
So let's take it to a higher level with something ridiculous, something funny. Hopefully an animal. Is there an animal?
There is an animal, and you know what? When I saw this video for the first time...
Sorry, that's just
This time it's not a cat story. In fact, it is a doggy story. But when I saw this video for the first time, I showed everyone on set. It's a Spanish police dog that's learning how to do CPR. So the police officer obviously now is the person in distress, and the doggy comes to the rescue in order to perform CPR. At first, he didn't get it correct, but then he got into the swing of things. There we go. Look at him doing CPR, and then he listens for a pulse.
And then check for the pulse. Look at that little tail wag though, and he does that.
Does CPR, and then he goes and listens for a pulse.
Like, they were like, okay, we need a Rottweiler that's really cute. So they crossed it with like
look at the blue lights on the back.
He is so cute.
Blow.
Blow. Oh, very, very sweet, man.
That's very cool. Listen, yeah, then you've got a lovely one.
So we're going to now move on to England's superfan Jamie Richardson, who was so sure that England would win the World Cup, that he got a victory tattoo before the final. Are you crazy, man? And
is that next to
England
his belly button?
2018 World Cup winners. He looks like the kind of guy that would do that. But I hope so, man. I hope for your sake, Jamie.
How cool would it be if England wins the World Cup and he's like, I'm the first one to prove it?
Wow. Anyways, moving away from soccer right now, we love animals sticking out their tongues. Do we?
Yeah, of course.
So Board Pandas, as they've compiled a list of adorable animals and their tongues. Take a look.
Board Panda.
There we go.
Yeah, let's see. Bam.
Oh, you know, more. That looks like a doll.
Oh, get out. Oh, man.
That's cute, but he's got like cream all over the nose.
That's cute,
man.
He
That's really sweet, man.
That's cute.
Our lives needed that. Thank you so much.
That's a pleasure.
Absolutely love that.
It's a pleasure. Glad I could help out.
You can let us know which hashtag, video, or story has caught your attention. As always, connect with us online, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you find us. Hashtag @Expresso Show, the handle there as well. Now, time for one of our many musical performances this morning. We love him on the show because he is a phenomenal talent. Johnny Apple is here. He's going to be joining us a little bit later this morning to perform with Pascal and Pierce, a massive hit, Lose Control. But right now, he is going to be doing a cover of one of the hottest songs on the circuit. It's Zayn featuring Sia. Here he is, Johnny Apple, performing Dusk Till Dawn.
Not trying to be indie, not trying to be cool. Just trying to be in this. Tell me, are you too? Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it up, fall in love, try. But you'll never be alone. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here. I'll hold you when things go wrong. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here, here, here. Baby, I'm right here. You were shut like a jacket, so do your zip. We would roll down the rapids to find a wave that fits. Can you feel where the wind is? Can you feel it through all of the windows inside this room? 'Cause I wanna touch you, babe, and I wanna feel you too. And I wanna see the sunrise and your sins, just me and you. Light it up on the run. Let's make love tonight. Make it up, give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. But you'll never be alone. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here. I'll hold you when things go wrong. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Baby, I'm right here, here, here. Baby, I'm right here. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. It's only you that can stop it. Go give love to your body. Thank you.
Wow.
Absolutely brilliant music from Johnny Apple this morning. Stick around, he's here with us all morning. Right now, getting into a news headline. It's nice and early on your Friday morning in your national news headlines. The Public Audit Amendment Bill, which has been passed by the National Council of Provinces, will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to be signed into law. The bill gives the Auditor General significant new powers to take action against those who are found to have wasted or misused public funds. All parties backed the bill. For the first time, the Auditor General will have the authority to take remedial action on his or her findings and recommendations, and also be able to ensure that financial losses suffered by the state are recovered. And the City of Cape Town has announced there will be no day zero in 2019, provided that adequate water restrictions are maintained. The city says that the dam levels supplying water to Cape Town have been rising consistently over the past 6 weeks. It says total dam storage capacity has now risen to 43%, thanks to residents who have been saving water and the good rainfall the city has experienced so far this winter. Dam levels are already higher than they were at the end of winter last year. And in your international news, Kenya's chief public prosecutor said yesterday that his office will target banks and their staff for their involvement in the handling of funds missing from a government youth agency. The court has charged 43 suspects, including state workers and business people, because of 1 billion shillings lost from the government-run National Youth Service Training Scheme. Half of it was allegedly fraudulently acquired. Authorities are also investigating 10 financial institutions suspected of handling funds that were stolen from the youth service. And lastly, moving to the USA, a gunman opened fire a few hours ago at the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Maryland's capital, Annapolis, killing 5 people and wounding at least 3 others as journalists took cover under their desks and then tweeted raw real-time accounts of the attack. William Cramp, the deputy county police chief, said the gunman damaged his fingertips so that he could not be identified. He reportedly carried a long gun and had flash grenades and smoke bombs in a backpack with him at the scene. A motive remains unclear. As we leave your news headlines, we'll run you through those headlines again in half an hour's time.
Let's start in Russia, where Colombia and Japan have both claimed the final 2 places in the round of 16 at the World Cup yesterday. They finished top of Group H. Africa's last representative in the competition, Senegal, crashed out as they fell to a 1-0 loss to Colombia, while Japan managed to qualify despite their 1-0 loss to Poland, that being decided on disciplinary their actions throughout. So also in action last night, we saw Tunisia beating Panama by 2-1, while Belgium saw out a 1-0 win over England. So the round of 16 gets underway tomorrow as France face Argentina and Portugal tackle Uruguay. Then on to rugby, with the international break now over. Super Rugby returns this weekend and it sees all 4 South African teams in action. The pick of the weekend has to be the local derby, the Sharks hosting the Lions at Kings Park in Durbs. The reverse fixture, of course, between the two sides saw a 26-19 win for the Joburg side at Ellis Park in Feb. Now the fixtures, the Blue Bulls travel to the Sunwolves, while the Stormers are also out on the road up against the Jaguares. And then sadly in cricket, the Proteas women's cricket team fell to an 8-wicket defeat to a very strong New Zealand outfit in Bristol yesterday to finish last in their T20 T20 Tri-Series. After winning the toss and electing to bowl first, South Africa put 148 for 6 on the board. In their innings, New Zealand had no problem chasing down the target, reaching that winning mark with 28 balls to spare. So the result sees the Proteas finish the tournament with only 1 win in their 4 games being played, albeit that against England. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, looking at the roads in Gauteng and Emmarentia, there's a burst water main that's at the intersection of Beyers-Nudia Drive and Judith Road, so allow for some extra travel time. I'll bring you another update in half an hour.
Turning air into pristine, clean drinking water. Cirrus Water, the future of sustainable drinking water.
Well, it's just after 7 o'clock. Let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. And it looks like mild temperatures for most parts of South Africa. And then good news for Cape Town as a cold front is moving in. Rain already started falling, but we can look forward to 4 consecutive days of rain going into the weekend. Your temperatures, Polokwane this morning, 6 minimum, your maximum 20 degrees. Mbombela 10, 24. Pretoria 7 and a high of 20. Johannesburg 5, reaching a high of 19. Mahikeng 5, 24. Klerksdorp 3, 23. Kimberley around 0, reaching a high of 21. Bloemfontein -2 and your maximum 19. Richards Bay 12, 24. Pietermaritzburg 6 and a high of 22 degrees. Durban 15, 22. Mthatha 5, 21. East London 12, 22. Cradock 4 minimum, reaching a high of 21 degrees. Port Elizabeth 10, 21 as well. George 9, 18. Sutherland 5 and a high of 11. Cape Town 12, 14. Worcester 8 and a high of 15 degrees. Springbok 5, 18. And Uppington starting off on 1 degree minimum. Nice and cold, but warming up to 23 later on today. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. Another update heading your way in half an hour's time.
All right, there we go. So Carl's just giving us a taste of what we're going to get a little bit later in the show. An unbelievable football freestyler superstar. He's going to be putting us through our paces a little bit later. I'm nervous already, man.
I'm very nervous.
Yeah.
We're also going to bring you a little bit of a tech update. Tienus Jansen van Rensburg, he joins us in studio and he's talking about a supersonic passenger jet. That's all coming up in your tech news.
He's using his ear to play football. He actually is. And we're going to explore some very creative new urban investments. I'm going to call it some creative spaces where you and I can reconnect with our city. We'll see you after the break. Has it touched the ground yet? Did it touch the ground? Nope.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you on your Friday morning. Thank you for tuning in. Right now, it is time for our Tech Roundup with expert Tienus Janssen van Rensburg, where we look at some of the most interesting stories this week from around the world in terms of science and technology. Tienus, lovely to have you, my friend. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Good, and yourself?
Lekker, man. Lekker. Listen, yeah, interesting stories. I'm excited for this one. Firstly, a new burger restaurant called Creator is going to be opening soon in California. And what makes this interesting is basically a whole meal will be prepared by giant robots.
Correct. It's a very interesting concept. So the owner of Creator, the creator of Creator, he was growing up as a burger cook essentially.
Yeah.
And he said, well, look, as much as I love being a cook and creating these dishes for customers, you know, flipping burgers every day, all day, it gets a little bit monotonous. So he decided to make a robot that can do it for him. So essentially, this restaurant opened in San Francisco now.
Okay.
It's $6 a burger, so it's kind of in line with some other places. And you essentially place your order. The robot cooks the meat from scratch, and then it comes out in a little box, and you put the two sides together, and there's your burger. So it's very interesting because a lot of people are saying it could potentially be a lot of jobs at risk if you think about how many fast food places there are around the world.
Look, the burger industry is big.
Very, very big. Luckily for them, the technology is still new and it needs to be refined, but it is a little bit concerning for a lot of people's jobs.
Yeah, but still, besides that fact, I think it would be interesting to walk into a place like that and, you know, press a button.
Just the novelty factor of it.
Yeah, exactly. Novelty factor of it. And then moving on to some artificial intelligence, AI. We've seen some incredible companies, you know, making AI that's able to make fake photos look realistic and videos as well. But now the king of photo and editing, Adobe, has created an artificial intelligence that can now spot that particular fake.
Exactly. So there's a lot of AIs being built around the world from different companies that, you know, it's not meant to like spread fake news, but it's meant to make it easy for those AIs to create these photos we use in our everyday lives, in journalism, in books, whatever the case may be. But Adobe has said, look, there is a real danger of those images being used on social media, spreading fake news, so we need to also build a counter AI that can spot these images. And you know, it's quite ironic that from Adobe, that has the Photoshop that started the whole trend,
the whole thing,
that they are now combating that from their side. So it's a very exciting technology, and there's a lot of applications other than just spotting fake images.
It's quite scary if you think about in the direction that this is heading, because like you mentioned, like you rightly said, I mean, sharing fake news can become a huge problem. I mean, rumors, man.
Yeah.
You know, it can upset the world. And just lastly, we've heard these rumors, talking about rumors, that Boeing plans to build a new supersonic passenger jet.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, so they made this official now.
Have they?
This week. They've made it official. They are going to build this. The final design is going to look more or less like this. This is a concept at this stage. And we can expect it within the next 10 to 20 years. So it's still a while off, but it's very, very exciting for us to head back to the era of supersonic flight after the Concorde was grounded. You know, people said, oh, that was the golden age of flying. But the Concorde only flew about 2 to 2.2 Mach, so 2 times the speed of sound. This Boeing is going to fly up to 5 times the speed of sound. So you'll be flying from London to New York in 2 hours.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's super exciting. The technology, it's come a long way, you know, the way that these airplanes are built with carbon fiber and some other composites. So we hope to see this within the next couple of decades.
I am booking my flight. It needs to happen.
It's going to be quite expensive.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm going to start saving right now. Tienus, thank you very much for joining us. Interesting stories indeed in the world of tech and science. But of course, for all the latest in those stories, just stick to us, your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, innovation certainly continues, and there's a really great project currently underway in the mother city that aims to transform underutilized areas such as unused parking bays and alleyways into public spaces. And our very own Graham Richards paid it a visit at the V&A.
I think for most of us, public spaces are simply just a spot to chill after a long day's work, maybe some heavy shopping, or a place to take in some of this very Instagram-worthy scenery. But in Cape Town, we are seeing underutilized spaces constantly being reimagined and transformed. Now, I'm here at the V&A waterfront at the public space to find out a little bit more about this growing trend. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Jacques, great to meet you. Thanks for coming out to explain this new trend for me. I've seen a couple of public spaces, been dying to find out what's going on. You can see I'm already stimulated by this, already got my phone out. But when we talk about these urban intervention projects, what are they actually all about? What's the motivation?
So the parklet's an urban intervention, and really what it's all focused about is how do we make a urban acupuncture or urban intervention into a space, which is what is the catalytic change-making thing that you can do, that people will think about a space differently, go, well, oh, I can walk here, I can sit here, I can meet new people here, and for us that's really what an urban intervention is, to get you to think a little bit differently about the city you live in.
I would imagine also a great opportunity to learn about the human condition, each one completely different, the space very unique. How did this particular parklet come about?
It's quite a beautiful boulevard, you can probably see it in the background, but it's really about saying, how do we add on to what the V&A is already doing, which is saying, live your life in our city, live your life in the harbour. Cape Town's a harbour city, and how do people really start to kind of connect, meet new people, and have more human interactions and have more fun in the city.
I know this isn't your first project. What other ones have really stood out for you?
Well, they certainly are different. This is our fourth project. The first one we did was the revamp of an urban park in Greenpoint. For us, we haven't yet really appreciated the value of living next to a park. If we look at most modern cities, living next to a park in any amazing densities, like it's a relief. It's about green space, it's about family, it's about pets, it's about them having ownership. And what we see there, they have birthday parties in the park now. All the nannies are kind of spending their afternoons and lunches in there. And then you see cheeky mimosas on Sundays, you know, and it's from a park that no one used to use. And that's the purpose of the intervention, is to get you to think about it differently and give you permission to try and say, I'm actually going to use this because it's part of my city and we all need to own our cities quite a lot better.
Now I've got to ask this, and this is more from a personal perspective. What is the weirdest thing or the coolest thing that you've learned through this journey?
When it was in Sea Point, our offices were around the corner, and there was just some incredible old women who the parklet became part of their life. You know, they would sit on the way with their shopping. It was a place to rest, a place to meet up with their friends, and it's the people on the edges that are going to fill the city with life and laughter and care. And so meeting some of them and spending time with them was definitely the highlight of the parklet.
Rashik, great to meet you. Great to get a window into this incredibly innovative public space. As Future Cape Town, what drew you to this project? I know you've got a couple on the ground at the moment.
Well, in South African cities and in cities around the world, we're rethinking why are cities based around driving a car and parking. And our roads and parking bays are actually public spaces. So this particular parklet challenges what we should be doing in those parking bays, and I think it's a provocative sort of challenge to say, how could we use it differently? Could it be used by people who cycle or walk or are actually using a high street? So I think this project embodies those sort of principles.
And of course, I think people forget that these urban spaces, this is where we need our creativity and stimulation. This is where our thinking must happen. What informs the design, the creativity of each space?
With this particular parklet, we invited designers to a design competition, and we selected GAP architects and urban designers, and they took a few things into consideration. If you recall, the parklet was originally on a main road, Regent Road in Sea Point. So safety is very important. There needs to be a barrier with the road. We wanted flexible seating, so people don't always want to sit together. So the seating on the parklet can be moved around. We wanted some bike parking for people who do want to park their bicycles and don't want to drive around. And we also included free Wi-Fi. So I think we wanted the most sort of multifunctional space. It could be an outdoor-indoor office, but essentially it's public space that welcomes people of all walks of life across Cape Town.
What has the response been to the public space?
It's the best way to promote social cohesion, and we were really surprised by the results. Sometimes up to 200 people a day using the space. You have public school kids, private school kids. You have the really elderly, the really young. Once we saw a mom and the kids using the space at night to use the Wi-Fi sort of after 10 p.m. and traditionally, you know, our public spaces aren't considered to be safe at all hours. So I think we're very surprised by the sort of overwhelmingly positive, ideal world that's created around cohesion, around diversity. And I think in Sea Point at least, it really showed the mix of people living there and working there, and the parklet was just one part of sort of illustrating that.
I love my city. I love this project. Thank you for all of your efforts. This really is something cool and completely innovative.
Thank you very
for
much.
this, man. Well done, bro. It's so cool. A perfect place for little old ladies to catch their breath after a long shop or a long walk. Somewhere where you can connect with your friends or have a little me time to just breathe it all in and connect to free Wi-Fi. But I think most importantly, it's about something much bigger. It's about reconnecting with and reclaiming our urban spaces. Why? Because this is our city.
Awesome. I love that how those spaces are being transformed. Right now, though, back in your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're getting some footy challenge going on right now.
Clover Duo is double the goodness, double the happiness. Made with love by Clover.
No, this should be good. With all the excitement of the World Cup lately, we thought we would bring you some local football freestyler to studio. Carl Rinquest, he's here to come showcase some of his crazy talent he has with the soccer ball, and also to put our man Graham up here with a bit of a Clover football duo challenge,
This
bro.
is going to be a lesson, dude.
Dude,
Because I am, without a doubt, the worst football player you have ever met.
He's the biggest fan. How's it, Carl? How are you doing?
And this is the crazy thing. So I thought I need to learn, and I need to learn from the best, dude. So thank you so much for coming through.
I appreciate the compliment, man.
We appreciate it.
Listen, we set out a little course, but before we get there, I mean, just talk me through your skills, man. How long did it take you? We've seen a little bit of what you can do earlier.
Yeah.
I've
been freestyling for about 13 years, so yeah, I love what I do. I have a passion for what I do. I do street performing at the V&A waterfront. Come watch my show. I've seen it before. It's quite good.
Over there, man.
Yeah. Listen, when is your show? Where can people catch you live and see what you're able to do?
Like right by the amphitheater.
Okay, and when?
Most days, mostly weekends.
Okay.
But during the week as well.
That's it.
Hopefully it doesn't rain.
Inspiring. Listen, let's get into this. I want to see Graham fail. So I love you, dude.
Okay, so I'm going to have to work with one half of my body.
Yeah. So do you want to take us through the course quickly?
Okay.
What needs to happen?
Okay, so I just set this up right now. So what's going to happen is you're going to run through. You're going to turn back, and then you're going to come to this cone right here. You're going to tap the ball with your right foot. Very easy. Just like that. 5.
It's very easy.
Then you're going to come this side. You're going to tap the ball with your left foot. It's even easier.
Might have to just go with the right.
Okay, suit yourself.
He's got an injured knee.
So we'll tap one half of our body.
Okay, cool, no problem. Then back here, you're going to do even something a lot easier. So this is the one you're going to do right here when you come back.
Much easier.
Just
Perfect jump.
Right there, I'm bad with my hands. Sorry.
Yeah, easy.
You don't want to open with that?
I feel I need to just step outside a little bit. So, Graham, are you happy, or you want to see the proper?
Should I do?
I think do the course.
Do
us a circuit there.
Yeah.
Okay,
let's
so
go.
this is what it looks
bam,
like.
Bam. Take note, Graham. Take note.
There is no safe distance, Ewan. Is what I'm saying.
So you're going to tap right here with your left foot or right foot. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Okay.
And then here, 1, 2, 3, 5. And you're going to come back here, and you're going to do the easiest part. Just like that.
Wow.
I was going to open with that one because it just looks so simple, but
All right, Graham,
grand finale. Okay.
That's good.
So
I feel like I need a headgear.
There was a lot of
goodness.
that. Hang on, okay, so I'm going to do it. Boom, boom, nice. Whoop, up, whoop, up.
There we go.
I thought I was going that way, but I'm not.
Nice, well done.
Whoop, you thought I was going that way, but I'm not. I'm here. Whoop. Stop.
You kind of messed that up, but it's totally
Completely.
okay.
What do you mean? I did like a beautiful figure of eight. I thought it was lovely.
Fine. I want to see the
There we go.
2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost
Not
5.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay,
Right.
let's go.
I'll do one more. Come on. We're going to have to go with the right. Yes.
Why don't you just pick it up, Graham?
Come on.
Oh, my
You
goodness.
can't just pick it up, dude. Okay, wait.
Okay, now. Let's see.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
It's a good warm up now. The easy part. Yeah. So it's there we go. Graham, do you have life insurance? Okay.
It was over. It's over.
There we go.
Oh my
It's
God.
over again. Over.
He's done it.
It's okay. Graham would have been
absolutely phenomenal, dude. I'm sorry to have to humble you like that on national TV, man. No, you are superb, dude.
Would you like to see another trick?
Yes, let's do one more trick.
Please blow our minds.
Okay, so this one is what we call a V-stall. The ball's going to be on the bottom of my sole right there.
Get out.
Wow. Okay.
Get out. Get out.
Now I'm just doing it with my head. Okay.
It's that ear again.
It's that ear again, eh? Yeah.
Oh my word.
Keep your ear on the ball. There we go.
Never mind your eye on the ball.
Okay.
Wow. Dude,
you are a master, my brother. Thank you so much, man.
Well done.
Appreciate it.
Graham, well done, dude. I almost feel like you would have done better if your jeans weren't that tight. Yeah.
Was that what the issue was?
I think that was the issue.
Man.
I think that was the issue,
Not a complete lack of footballing skill.
Listen,
wardrobe.
as the saying goes, give a man a soccer ball and you can create the ultimate duo. Now, when it comes to duo, Clover Duo gives you the smooth blend of dairy and fruit juice containing real fruit and yogurt, making it a great choice for you and the whole family. Go out there, get it on the soccer pitch, man. Carl, thank you very much, dude.
Thanks, guys.
Great, let's go.
This one I call the ping pong.
Hey!
Clover Duo is double the goodness, double the happiness. Made with love by Clover.
Oh, you guys are so funny. Well, with the World Cup group stages finally off and underway, we have got a great movie lineup for you on SABC. So we'll be bringing you up what you can expect after the break. And then, of course, we have Pascal and Piers in studio. They're going to show us how they hashtag Dipper Oma. We'll see you after the break.
Enjoy a moment in between with McAfee. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. My knee is so sore, I'm not going to be able to walk for the rest of the weekend, but it was worth it, man. It was worth it. Time now to get back into those official duties. Here's Ewan with the news.
Thank you so much, guys. Let's run you through those news headlines in your national news. The Public Audit Amendment Bill, which has been passed by the National Council of Provinces, will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to be signed into law. The bill gives the Auditor General significant new powers to take action against those who are found to have wasted or misused public funds. And the City of Cape Town has announced there will be no day zero in 2019, with dams rising to 43%, provided that adequate water restrictions are maintained. In your international news headlines, Kenya's chief public prosecutor said yesterday that his office will target banks and their staff for their involvement in the handling of funds missing from a government youth agency. A court has charged 43 suspects, including state workers and business people. And a gunman opened fire a few hours ago at the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Maryland's capital, Annapolis, killing 5 people and wounding at least 3 others. We'll expand on those headlines one more time at the top of the hour.
We start in Russia, where Colombia and Japan have claimed the final 2 places in the round of 16 at the World Cup yesterday, finishing top of Group H. So we move into that final 16 tomorrow as Portugal face Uruguay and France take on Argentina. Then in rugby, with the international break now over, Super Rugby returns this weekend with the local derby, the Sharks hosting the Lions and the Bulls travelling to the Sunwolves, while the Stormers are also on the road up against the Jaguares. Finally in cricket, the Proteas women's cricket team fell to an 8-wicket defeat to New Zealand in Bristol yesterday to finish last in their T20 Tri-Series. More on all of those stories on the top of the hour.
Well, let's look at the roads and quickly bring you a Cape Town train line update. The Central Line, this is the Chris Hani train service, will terminate at Philippi, and this is due to infrastructure and track equipment problems. That's between Nonkubela and Nolungile, so please allow for some extra travel time of delays of 60 minutes, so allow for that extra travel time this morning. I'll bring you a final traffic update at 8 o'clock.
Quality fuel, convenience, and service with a smile. Whether it's to fuel up or stock up, Caltex, it's how you get there.
Let's quickly take another look at your weather and your temperatures. It's your Friday morning, and it looks like mild temperatures can be expected for most parts of the country. And then we're very happy because a cold front is making its way into the Western Cape, bringing with it some rain. Already some rain has been falling this morning, but we can look forward to wet conditions over 4 consecutive days going into the weekend. Your temperatures, Polokwane 6 minimum this morning with a maximum of 20, Mbombela 10 and a high of 24 degrees, Pretoria 7:20, Johannesburg starting off on 5 minimum, reaching a high of 19, Mahikeng 5:24, Klerksdorp 3:23, Kimberley around 0 this morning, warming up to 21, Bloemfontein nice and cold -2, staying cool with a maximum 19 degrees, Richards Bay 12:24, Pietermaritzburg 6:22, Durban 15:22, Mthatha 5:21, East London 12 minimum, your maximum 22, Cradock 4:21, Port Elizabeth 10:21, George 9 and a high of 18, Sutherland 5:11, Cape Town 12 and a cool 14 degrees, Worcester 8:15, Springbok 5:18, and Uppington starting off on 1 degree minimum, reaching a high of 23 later on today. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7:30 bulletin. One more update heading your way just after 8.
All right, so we've got a fantastic movie lineup for you this weekend.
That's right. Well, we're going to kick it off on SABC with a movie called Wildlife, and this is really a cool one. It's an action-adventure drama, and it stars Ella Purnell and Bruce Greenwood, and the film follows a girl that is, runs from her volatile uncle, and then she finds herself crossing the wilderness of Alaska, and she comes across a lone, how would you say it, like a lone backpacker. She befriends him, and he takes her under her wing, and it really is a little bit of drama, a little bit of action, but we've got a sneak peek for you.
Doing?
I'm not going back on the road.
I know what I'm doing.
You have no idea.
You don't understand! You think you do, but you don't.
Don't run. Do not run.
That is Wild Like, coming to you tonight at 9:30 p.m. Now let's move across to tomorrow. On Saturday here on SABC3, we explore the last 25 years of the life and career of painter J.M.W. Turner. Now, in a film starring Timothy Spall, the film follows Mr. Turner, whose life was profoundly affected by the death of his father and the relationship he shared with his housekeeper as he solidifies himself as one of the greatest artists undoubtedly of the Romantic era. Here's a little taste.
The universe is chaotic, and you make us see it. You are a man of great vision, Mr. Turner.
So that's Mr. Turner tomorrow at 7 p.m. and we follow that up with Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady, in 8 Mile at 9:30 p.m. So a great movie lineup headed your way over the weekend.
That's right. Listen, stay indoors, watch the movies, have some fun, World Cup action as well. But we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. I want to see how Pascal and Pierce, they're going to dip at Oma after the break.
Sleep with our eyes wide open, minds running wild, minds running wild. We only Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Mind running wild. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Mind running wild. To the dark side, dark side. To the dark side. Laying bricks on a bad foundation. We're in it deep, we're in it deep. Find it hard to resist temptation. Promises to keep, promises to keep. Beating up abrasions. Tell me what we need, tell me what we need. Come on love, no patience. Don't let us bleed, don't let us bleed. Don't let us bleed. Don't let us bleed. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome to you tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. It's your Friday morning, man. And Zoe's looking all too cute as well this morning. Eh?
Well, listen, let's get into your international entertainment news. And I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but Kim Kardashian is back in Tristan Thompson's social media good graces. Now, nearly 3 months after the Cleveland Cavaliers player blocked the reality star on Instagram, the two have decided to call a digital truce. Now, Kim suggested Thompson unblock her, unblock her on Instagram. And this was during Khloe Kardashian's 34th birthday party on Wednesday. And was quite an awkward doing, but let's take a look.
All right, guys, so what do you think? It's Chloe's birthday. Do you think I should ask this guy to unblock me? For Chloe's birthday, will you please unblock me?
I think it's totally right. I got you.
So, was that a yes?
See.
I'm unblocked, guys!
Yeah.
Do it right now!
Do it right
now! Wait, what's your code?
Huh?
Chloe, I'm gonna...
She knows it.
Wait, what was that? You blocked Malika and Khadijah also? Wait, you guys! Did you know he blocked you also? What?
First and foremost,
what?
Follow me first. So I definitely...
Wait, what? Wait, okay. This is a birthday party! Okay, guys. It's happening.
It's happening. 3, 2... Are you sure you want to do this? R1.
Are you sure? Yes.
Dismiss.
There's no going back.
There's no
now
going
you have
back
to follow
now.
too.
Now.
Now the question is, should I follow you again?
Oh, wow. The family dramas.
They have dramas. Well, the
Hey.
initial block came shortly after Kim Kardashian addressed Thompson's cheating allegations on an April episode of the Ellen DeGeneres show. And the two unfollowed each other just shortly after that. And still, she had a diplomatic response when they asked her if any part of her was rooting for their relationship. And she says, I'm always rooting for her. always rooting for love, and that's what I was quoting Kim, and Kim also said, I'm always rooting for families. So there we go.
The Kardashians, eh?
Can't keep up.
The Kardashians. Can't keep up with the
up.
Kardashians. Thank you, Zoe. That was rather entertaining. Right now, changing the course completely, hygiene soaps. That's what we're talking about this morning. Now, over the years, hygiene soap advertising has really become like formulaic, and it's always about this bar of soap and lots of germs and a worried mum in there as well, but nothing different. But now, a brand has broken that mold, Securix soap, and they've launched a brand new TV campaign, which is not only eye-catching, but the music lingers on as well. Let's see what they did.
Breaking the advertising boundaries, Bliss brand Securix soap wrote their brand values into a lyrical love song. Brett met up with the marketing director for Bliss brands, Liesl Bygate, to find out about the soap which inspired a love story.
Liesl, I'm very excited to be able to chat to you about this brand new campaign, but can you tell me a bit about Securix soap as a brand?
Well, Securix is a hygiene soap, so it does offer 99.9% germ protection, but also a lot of care has been taken with the formulation of the product. It contains only pure plant oils, so there are no animal products, it has no fillers, and it also has ingredients that are known for their soothing properties like aloe vera and tea tree oil, so you really can feel the difference.
And what inspired the concept of the campaign Opposites Attract?
Well, Securix is a small brand in the market, so we wanted to do something different. And what concept is more universal than love? So if you look at the attributes of the product, you've got the strength of the germ protection and also the caring, gentle aspect of the aloe vera. These have been personified into human personality traits and very cleverly woven into a love story between an unlikely couple.
And I believe the campaign did a lot of evolving and growing to what we see today.
The campaign originally started as a song on the radio, and we were so in love with it we thought we couldn't leave it there. So we then created the music video that went along with the song, and since then it has evolved into a print campaign and also a social media campaign as well.
Through their song and TV commercial, Securix found a multilingual solution across 4 languages. Creative director Lynn Jaffe and her team were responsible for the masterpiece.
Lynn, it's an honor to be able to chat to you because you are the creative of firstly the song and then the TVC and music video. What inspired you?
My writer and myself actually came up with lyrics that literally embodied the brand values. It was then natural to see it as a duet, and when we got to actually record it, so we created a pilot and then we worked with Adam Howard of Howard Audio to make a song, and then we had the brainwave of using Thabo and Nonhlanhla Mdluli, who are actually married in real life, and with the Mdlulis together with that, it just all came together in a very magic way.
And why was it important for you to do different language variations of the song?
There's an immortal quote by Nelson Mandela that says, if you speak to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you speak to him in his mother tongue, that goes to his heart. But because we could use mother tongue, because we had the luxury, if you like, which should really be a necessity, of mother tongue, we could create and recreate into isiZulu and Sepedi and Setswana, so that each rendition gave a different flavor.
What do you believe really brought this concept to life?
What brought it to life was the song itself. There was a sense in which that the essence of the brand message, which was love and the best of both worlds, actually happened during the shoot. We have a fantastic client who allows us to take risks. So we actually took the archetypes of the role models of male and female and twisted them around a little. And so we could actually have each line of the song could illustrate an aspect of their love. It's a really very quick love story. They meet, they fall in love, and then the ring comes out. And the ring symbolizes the values of the soap.
Can you talk to me about the process of this project?
So I'm mainly a radio floozy and an amuso floozy. So we go into the studio and within a few hours, it's done. You know, we did 4 different renditions of it in radio. So when it came to TV, which I haven't done for a little while, it was like being a kid again in a candy store. The whole mood and tone of everyone working together to a common goal, which is a beautiful thing about film. The 2 actors in the film were an absolute chemistry made in heaven. So we believed them. You know, they may not have known each other from before, but the chemistry between them was captured by the director in a beautiful way.
The commercial has aired on TV in programming which closely aligns with the romance, humour and entertainment value in the story.
We've had a phenomenal response to the TV ad. I think people are quite surprised when they see it as an ad for soap, and have taken to social media to comment, add their opinions, talk about it, which as a brand is exactly what you want, of course. And then also our online competition, where we have invited people to share their own unique love stories. Had a fantastic response to that as well. I think everybody wants to share their own love story, and people have been doing so.
The public always warm to what's real and true in a product and a story. Securex has given us both.
How cool, man. Securex has certainly charted new territory, and it's such a departure from the norm. For the first time, we have a memorable soap ad. So congratulations to Liesl and Lynn and the entire team for the outstanding work, and we're sure this campaign is going to be a huge success. But let's take a look at that final product.
The first time that you touched my skin, you made me feel secure.
You feel whatever mood I'm in. It's a love that can endure.
You soothe me with your aloe vera touch.
You move me with a scent I need so much.
The softness of you makes me feel I'm brand new. Your strength I just adore. You're everything a soul can bring and more. Securex.
With 99.9% germ protection and aloe vera, Securex soap.
The best of both worlds.
Securex. I know you guys are looking for a new vocalist. Just putting it out there, man. Putting it out there.
We'll drop you an email address.
Thanks, man. I'll wait for you after the show. So, that's going to appear. Superstars in the house this morning. Loving having you guys here. And of course, we can't have celebrities of your stature here without giving you the opportunity to make it onto our Dipper Omar Wall of Fame. We know you guys are cozy already, but we want you to cozy up, okay? We want you to cozy up because that's what dipping on Omar is all about. I mean, everyone's dipped to Omar, okay? Do you prefer coffee, tea, hot chocolate?
Coffee.
Coffee?
If I'm going to be picky, Horlicks recently is more up there, but coffee is more my vibe.
You're just so different, man. You are just so different. No, but Horlicks is good, man. It puts you straight to sleep. So, of course, you're going to continue on a trend now. We've one of our very special viewers who posted possibly the cutest video ever, or cutest pic of her baby girl enjoying her first ever dip experience. Can we have it on the screen somewhere where you can see it? There it is. Just look how sweet that is. She's up on our wall. That's her first ever dip. So congratulations to Tessa Visser. You have won our ultimate Omar Ross hamper. Give them a round of applause. And you just keep that gorgeous little thing all snug and warm and cozy all winter. But we do love it. We do love dipping our Omar, but you've got to do it with a bit of pizzazz, a bit of flair, all right? So, guys, they win themselves an ultimate hamper. You're not going to get this, but Tessa Visser, as I was saying, gets herself an ultimate hamper, which is amazing. And you're going to be dipping Omars for the rest of the year, hopefully. So now, guys, are you ready to follow in that same vein, okay? And provide a spectacular dip, something that earns your place on the Dipper Omar Wall of Fame.
Sure hope so. Yeah, we've got something themed for everyone, so...
Ooh.
Yeah. We've been practicing.
There've been rumblings on the set here that something special was coming. All right, boys, take it away, man. It's all yours.
Okay, so can I move this around here? Can we get set up?
You can do whatever you need to, man.
Right, so this is very important here. Now,
wow,
this is called the Neymar.
The Neymar.
So it's very important. You have to watch the Neymar. He runs along, runs along, runs along. Oh! 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 Goal!
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Can we go to the VAR, please?
No VAR.
Can we go to the VAR, please,
VAR.
to see that again? That's right, get in here. Just blow that whistle. Because I'm not allowed to.
It's a goal. We've confirmed a goal.
He's injured his hair. He's off. Jethro Tate, you're a superstar, man. We're actually going to see Jethro perform an absolute smash hit a little bit later, guys. The Neymar is without a doubt my favourite dipper of this World Cup, of our dipper, Omar. Wall of Fame, you have made it, Pascal and Piers. Can we get a round of applause?
Oh,
that is without a doubt the best dip we have seen on the show. Ah, that's amazing, man. Is he going to be all right?
How was the rusk?
Yeah, he's going to be performing.
Good.
Cozy up this winter and Dipper Omar.
Oh, that was an interesting dip, gents. Well, listen, I can't wait to hear them perform because that's happening after the break. We have Pascal and Piers and Jethro Tate. They're up next. And then, of course, we're also going to spend some time in the kitchen. It is cold. How about a Mexican and bean soup? It's perfect for winter. That's coming up after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show. Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
Yes, Yes, happy birthday time. Welcome back. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. We know it, it's no secret. Every day, millions of people around the globe celebrate their birthdays. So as we welcome today, the 29th of June, let's take a moment and wish some of our celebs and you a very happy birthday.
Yes, well, let's start it off with former Pussycat Dolls singer Nicole Scherzinger, who celebrates her birthday today. Now, the singer, songwriter, actress, and dancer, she was first part of a group called Eden's Crush before joining and really becoming popular through Pussycat Dolls in 2013. So, in fact, it was 2003. Look at me adding 10 years to that. But happy birthday, Nicole Scherzinger.
Interesting. Okay, cool. And then we have some viewer birthdays, some of you guys. So firstly, happy birthday to Miss Aaliyah Carstens. There we go.
Oh, you know more.
Too adorable. Look at that little bow in their head
And the little dungarees.
Hey, we also have Maggie Barkhuis to say happy birthday to. Happy birthday, Maggie. Enjoy it, hey, on a Friday, I'll say. And then also to Tamara, who is turning 9. Look at Tamara there.
Happy
hey, a
birthday,
budding musician,
Tamara.
it looks like it, eh?
Sweet.
Happy birthday, Tamara. Hope you enjoy your day. And also, we have our Rax operator, Keenan Minard. Yeah, he's there. Look at that, Keenan Minard. Hey.
Gotta wish him.
Dripping with
Happy birthday.
swag. Dripping with
Isn't he
swag.
the one that introduced every Friday, Formal Fridays, and he rocked up in a suit?
He did,
It looked
yeah.
like he was going to a
Formal
wedding.
Fridays, yeah. Came up here with a suit and everything. Keenan, my bro, you got to bring that back, man. You got to bring it back.
Bring back that swag.
I'm not saying that you don't look good. I'm just, you know, the suit suits you.
You went there, but that was our bite-sized dose of everyone's birthdays. And of course, if we've missed out on your birthday, we're wishing you a happy birthday too. But let us know if you're celebrating your birthday or if you'd like to wish someone by tweeting us at Expresso Show, and we would happily wish them a happy birthday.
So, of course, Jethro Tate introduced himself as our expert referee for our Dipper Omar Dip, the best of all time. But we can't have him and Pascal and Pierce in the same venue without getting them to perform. I think one of the biggest hits on radio, one of the biggest hits in the clubs. Here they are with Running Wild.
Speak when we're just not coping. We run a mile, we run a mile. Warm it up, we're frozen. Go with it now, go with it now. Come on love, we're broken. Don't let us down, don't let us down. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild. To the dark side, dark side. To the dark side. Laying bricks on a bad foundation. We're in it deep, we're in it deep. Find it hard to resist temptation. Promises to keep, promises to keep. Beating up abrasions. Tell me what we need, tell me what we need. Come on love, no patience. Don't let us bleed, don't let us bleed. Don't let us bleed. Don't let us bleed. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild. Save us from going to the dark side. Make us bend like bamboo. Pull us back out of the riptide. Minds running wild.
guys mind if I ask you to do it again? Can we do it like 3 or 4 times at least, man? That's absolutely awesome. Dude, I've spoken enough to them. I'm actually a little sick of them this morning. No, I did that for Roger Goodbury. He just asked me to cast some shade. Dude, how cool is it when you get a song like this, a union like this? Because obviously it's a bit of a risk when you start stepping into a different space. When something works this well, dude, how good does that feel, man?
It feels really good. I mean, there was a lot, like the song was ready for about a year. Like we had finished it and stuff, and like when it came out, it was such like, we were all like so excited, and that it actually did so well. We were also really surprised, because I mean, you never know how a song's going to do, and that people took it so nicely.
He was surprised, but you guys surprised? You know, like, okay, no, we've got it now.
It's always surprising. I think if you ever hit that stage where you're like, we got it, like you need to change your game, man. I don't know.
Yeah, that Roger. Yeah, that Roger. Come on, boy. No, it's awesome, man. You made something that is very radio friendly, but I mean, the beat is dirty and it drops and people are falling all over the place when it drops, and it's awesome. You always know when the cameras are going like this and everyone behind the scenes got their phones out, and absolutely awesome, dude. Brilliant, brilliant work on the vocal. Absolute banger. We've got you back for another a little bit later. Something fresh, a television debut. So stay tuned for that. But let us know on our social media platforms what you thought of that collaboration.
Let's quickly get into your news headlines for the last time on your Friday morning, starting off with your national news. The Public Audit Amendment Bill, which has been passed by the National Council of Provinces, will now be sent to President Cyril Ramaphosa to be signed into law. The bill gives the Auditor General significant new powers to take action against those who are found to have wasted or misused public funds. All parties back the bill. For the first time, the Auditor General will have the authority to take remedial action on his or her findings and recommendations, and also be able to ensure that financial losses suffered by the state are recovered. And then the City of Cape Town has announced there will be no day zero in 2019, provided that adequate water restrictions are maintained. The city says that the dam levels supplying water to Cape Town have been rising consistently over the past 6 weeks. It says the total dam storage capacity has now risen to 43%, thanks to residents who have been saving water and the good rainfall the city has experienced so far this winter. Dam levels are already higher than they were at the end of winter last year. In your international news, Kenya's chief public prosecutor said yesterday that his office will target banks and their staff for their involvement in the handling of funds missing from a government youth agency. A court has charged 43 suspects, including state workers and business people, because of 1 billion shillings lost from the government-run National Youth Service training scheme. Half of it was allegedly fraudulently acquired. Authorities are also investigating 10 financial institutions suspected of handling funds that were stolen from the youth service. And lastly, moving to the USA, a gunman opened fire a few hours ago at the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Maryland's capital, Annapolis, killing 5 people and wounding at least 3 others as journalists took cover under their desks and then tweeted raw, real-time accounts of the attack. William Cramford, Deputy County Police Chief, said the gunman damaged his fingertips so that he could not be identified. He reportedly carried a long gun and had flash grenades and smoke bombs in a backpack with him at the scene. A motive remains unclear. And that's where we leave your news headlines on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Friday morning.
So let's wrap up in Russia first, where Colombia and Japan claimed the final 2 places in the round of 16 at the World Cup yesterday, finishing the top of Group H. Africa's last representative in the competition, Senegal, sadly crashing out as they fell to a 1-0 loss to Colombia, while Japan managed to qualify despite a 1-0 loss to Poland, their disciplinary record coming to bear there. Also in action, last night we saw Tunisia beat Panama by 2-1, while Belgium saw out a rather lackluster 1-0 win over England. So that round of 16 gets underway tomorrow as France face Argentina and Portugal tackle Uruguay. Then a bumper weekend of rugby on the way with the international break over. Super Rugby returns this weekend, and it sees all 4 South African teams in action. The pick of the weekend has to be the local derby, the Sharks hosting the Lions at Kings Park in Durbs. That reverse fixture going the way of the Joburg side, 26-19 at Ellis Park in February. In other fixtures, the Bulls travel to the Sunwolves, while the Stormers are also on the road up against the Jaguares. And finally, in cricket, the Proteas women's cricket team fell to an 8-wicket defeat to New Zealand in Bristol yesterday to sadly finish the last place in their T20 Tri-Series. After winning the toss and electing to bowl first, South Africa put 148 for 6 on the board in their innings, but New Zealand really didn't have any problem chasing that target down, winning with 28 balls to spare. So the result sees the Proteas finish the tournament with only 1 win in 4 games played, albeit that against a very strong opposition in the form of England. And that's where we leave our sport for this morning.
Let's take a final look at your roads in the Western Cape in Hayderveld. There's been an accident on Jakes Garval. That's on the N2 interchange, so please proceed with caution in that area. There are delays. And that's where I leave your traffic.
More than a club, more than an appliance brand. Defy.
Well, it's just after 8 o'clock. Let's quickly take a last look at your weather and your temperatures on your Friday morning. And it looks like most parts of the country can expect mild temperatures going into your Friday. But we are smiling because it is raining in the mother city, meaning good news for our dams. And it's set to continue raining for 4 consecutive days going into the weekend. Also, very cold temperatures expected for the western parts of the province. Your temperatures: Polokwane 6 minimum, reaching a high of 20 degrees. Mbombela 10.24. Pretoria 7 and a high of 20. Johannesburg 5.19. Mahikeng 5.24. Klerksdorp starting off on 3 minimum, reaching a high of 23. Kimberley around 0, warming up to 21. Bloemfontein nice and cold, -2 with a maximum 19. Richards Bay 12 and a high of 24. Pietermaritzburg 6.22. Durban 15.22. Mthatha 5.21. East London starting off on 12 minimum, reaching a high of 22 degrees. Cradock 4.21. Port Elizabeth 10.21. George 9.18, Sutherland 5 and a high of 11, Cape Town 12.14, Worcester 8.15, Springbok starting off on 5, reaching a high of 18, and Uppington starting off on 1 degree minimum, reaching a high of 23 degrees. And that's where we leave your weather and your temperatures for your Friday morning.
So we're going to be gone for just a second, so don't stray too far. When we return, we're going to introduce you to a very cool initiative, a new intervention in the urban areas. We are reigniting our love of our cities. Love it.
And then we want to spend some time in the kitchen. It's cold, it is raining, it is wet. We're going to whip up a Mexican tomato and bean soup. It is perfect for this type of weather. We'll see you after the break.
Join the party this Saturday evening on Top Billing, as a weekend away with Andile and Nonhle Jali confirms what a rocking good wedding theirs is going to be. Kate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock make a dynamite cast in Ocean's 8, and we get the exclusive. Plus, Ayanda's in Italy for the ultimate ocean cruise. It's the best of the good life on land, sea and air, Saturday evening at 6 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I hope your Friday's been off to a great start and thank you for tuning in. Now, here in the Mother City is a project that's been underway to transform underutilized spaces, that's like unused parking bays and alleyways, into areas for the public to use. And our very own Graham Rich has visited the newly launched parklet at the V&A.
I think for most of us, public spaces are simply just a spot to chill after a long day's work, maybe some heavy shopping, or a place to take in some of this very Instagram-worthy scenery. But in Cape Town, we are seeing underutilized spaces constantly being reimagined and transformed. Now, I'm here at the V&A waterfront at the public space to find out a little bit more about this growing trend. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Jacques, great to meet you. Thanks for coming out to explain this new trend for me. I've seen a couple of public spaces, been dying to find out what's going on. You can see I'm already stimulated by this, already got my phone out. But when we talk about these urban intervention projects, what are they actually all about? What's the motivation?
So the parklet's an urban intervention, and really what it's all focused about is how do we make a urban acupuncture or urban intervention into a space, which is what is the catalytic change-making thing that you can do, that people will think about a space differently, go, well, oh, I can walk here, I can sit here, I can meet new people here. And for us, that's really what an urban intervention is, to get you to think a little bit differently about the city you live in.
I would imagine also a great opportunity to learn about the human condition, each one completely different, the space very unique. How did this particular parklet come about?
It's quite a beautiful boulevard, you can probably see it in the background, but it's really about saying, how do we add on to what the V&A is already doing, which is saying, live your life in our city, live your life in the harbour. Cape Town's a harbour city, and how do people really start to kind of connect, meet new people, and have more human interactions and have more fun in the city.
I know this isn't your first project. What other ones have really stood out for you?
Well, they certainly are different. This is our fourth project. The first one we did was the revamp of an urban park in Greenpoint. For us, we haven't yet really appreciated the value of living next to a park. If we look at most modern cities, living next to a park in any amazing densities, like, it's a relief. It's about green space, it's about family, it's about pets, it's about them having ownership. And what we see there, they have birthday parties in the park now. All the nannies are kind of spending their afternoons and lunches in there. And then you see cheeky mimosas on Sundays, you know, and it's from a park that no one used to use. And that's the purpose of the intervention, is to get you to think about it differently and give you permission to try and say, I'm actually going to use this because it's part of my city, and we all need to own our cities quite a lot better.
Now I've got to ask this, and this is more from a personal perspective. What is the weirdest thing or the coolest thing that you've learned through this journey?
When it was in Sea Point, our offices were around the corner, and there was just some incredible old women who the parklet became part of their life. You know, they would sit on the way with their shopping. It was a place to rest, a place to meet up with their friends, and it's the people on the edges that are going to fill the city with life and laughter and care. And so meeting some of them and spending time with them was definitely the highlight of the parklet.
Rashik, great to meet you. Great to get a window into this incredibly innovative public space. As Future Cape Town, what drew you to this project? I know you've got a couple on the ground at the moment.
Well, in South African cities and in cities around the world, we're rethinking why our cities based around driving a car and parking. And our roads and parking bays are actually public spaces. So this particular parklet challenges what we should be doing in those parking bays, and I think it's a provocative sort of challenge to say, how could we use it differently? Could it be used by people who cycle or walk or are actually using a high street? So I think this project embodies those sort of principles.
And of course, I think people forget that these urban spaces, this is where we need our creativity and stimulation. This is where our thinking must happen.
Yeah.
What informs the design, the creativity of each space?
With this particular parklet, we invited designers to a design competition, and we selected GAP architects and urban designers, and they took a few things into consideration. If you recall, the parklet was originally on a main road, Regent Road in Sea Point. So safety is very important. There needs to be a barrier with the road. We wanted flexible seating, so people don't always want to sit together. So the seating on the parklet can be moved around. We wanted some bike parking for people who do want to park their bicycles and don't want to drive around. And we also included free Wi-Fi. So I think we wanted the most sort of multifunctional space. It could be an outdoor-indoor office, but essentially it's public space that welcomes people of all walks of life across Cape Town.
What has the response been to the public space?
It's the best way to promote social cohesion, and we were really surprised by the results. Sometimes up to 200 people a day using the space. You have public school kids, private school kids. You have the really elderly, the really young. Once we saw a mom and the kids using the space at night to use the Wi-Fi sort of after 10 p.m. and traditionally, you know, our public spaces aren't considered to be safe at all hours. So I think we're very surprised by the sort of overwhelmingly positive, ideal world that's created around cohesion, around diversity. And I think in Sea Point at least, it really showed the mix of people living there and working there, and the parklet was just one part of sort of illustrating that.
I love my city. I love this project. Thank you for all of your efforts. This really is something cool and completely innovative.
Thank you very much.
This, man. Well done, bro. It's so cool. A perfect place for little old ladies to catch their breath after a long shop or a long walk. Somewhere where you can connect with your friends or have a little me time to just breathe it all in and connect to free Wi-Fi. But I think most importantly, it's about something much bigger. It's about reconnecting with and reclaiming our urban spaces. Why? Because this is our city.
Very cool, man. But for the first time, we're jumping into the Expresso kitchen this morning. I have our star, Johnny Apple, joining me, and he walked in here with confidence, saying, "Listen, man, don't let me upstage you." so you're quite the king in the kitchen, or what's the story?
I'm the best. Like, don't get better than me. So.
Oh wow! Okay. We're gonna put that to the test. Luckily, we have an easy recipe for you. We're using our Defy slow cooker this morning, so this might help you out a little bit. All right, this is perfect for families, especially if you're in a time crunch. You can put it on, you can leave it. It's got electronic control with LED display, time delay of up to 10 hours, so you really don't have to worry about your food. And also 6-liter capacity with a removable ceramic pot inside, which makes it easy for you, dude. So that's a win-win. Okay. So we're making a Mexican bean and tomato soup. Okay. Are you keen on? Are you vegan?
I love soup and I love beans. So
well, there we go. So dude, let's get into it. You are going to do everything. I'm not going to do anything. So, tin tomato in first.
Which one? Oh,
which one?
It's the same.
Both of them. Okay. Get it in there. Look at the finesse.
Ish.
Use it.
Okay.
Another one. Yes. Okay. Brilliant. This is so easy. You just throw it together, man. This really is easy. If you want to get your hands on the recipe, the keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. Now for the beans, dude. So what is that?
The red beans.
Yeah, it's good. Red kidney beans. All right. And then we have the other variety, which is
white beans.
White beans. White butter beans. You got that. Now, so that's the beans, and that's you said you like beans because there's nice protein and fiber in there as well. Now for the spices. So we have some tomato paste. If you want to just scoop that in there, there's a spoon for you. Just like that. Perfect. And then we have some jalapenos, or jalapenos, however you want to say it. You can pop that in there, just for a bit of a kick.
Jalapenos.
Look at him, he's working so carefully, hey? Yeah. Everything making sure. Now for the spices. So what you can just pick up that whole plate. We got some garlic. You can grab the spoon. Got some garlic, we got some paprika, cumin, coriander, and oregano as well. And throw that all in there. Right. You see, this is definitely something that you could do, man. Very, very easy.
Natural.
Check him getting every last bit off there. And now just for some vegetable stock, we'd like to keep it vegan. Okay. And that's going to go in there. And that is pretty much all you need to worry about. So that will all nice and soak up. So if you want to give us a quick mix there, I haven't put it on just yet. I'll show you exactly how now. So just make sure that everything is combined. And then while you add it, you have a pinch of sugar next to you there by your left hand. Okay. Always when you work with tomato and tomato paste, add a pinch of sugar just to offset that acidity.
What does that mean?
That means that...
No clue what that means.
You want to balance out the flavors, and tomato's got a very acidity, like an acid kind of flavor into it. And if you don't combat that with the sugar, you won't get a smooth taste.
Okay.
All right. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's just like All right, so there we go, dude. So what we're going to do now, you can just pop that out. I'm going to put the lid on, and then we're just going to turn this guy on. We've got our setting here. There's a low, a high, and a warm. We're going to keep it on a low because you want to just relax. All right. Let's get it in there. All right, and now for the time, we want, let's say 4 hours on this. It jumps up half an hour each. Bam, bam, bam. 4 hours, you step away and you leave it.
Just leave it?
You leave it.
Okay.
Now that will cook, all right? Okay. And then at the end of the day, when this is ready, the timer will go off and you will be left with a delicious tomato and bean soup. Just like that, and you crunch some kind of nachos on there or quesadilla or whatever you want to do. Go for it, dude. Go for it. I don't know. Wait, here's a spoon for you. Hang on.
And I'm honest, eh?
There we go. There's a clean one.
I'm pretty honest. So.
Dude, be honest. I don't know if this is hot or not, but try it out. The keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. That's soup to 33728. Yes? Oh my goodness. Yeah? 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 For a vegan dish, brilliant, eh? And he goes for a second bite. That confirms it. Johnny Apple, he's going to be here a little bit later on again. Thanks, my brother. Well done, dude. That was well done. That was very good. So there we have it. The keyword is soup. SMS that to 33728. The recipe will be on our website as well, expressoshow.com. You can have that, man. You can have that. All yours. All yours.
So it's a Friday, which means only one thing that we can squeeze in a Friday dance. And when I say squeeze in, we've got to take a performance from B2 Dominate, that's this big, and squeeze it into a studio that's this big. It's going to be awesome. Guys, are you ready? Formation, please. 1, 2, 3, ha! Wow. I think the camera just broke over.
With a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand as first prize, Lancewood SA's #1 cream cheese is so close to crowning the nation's #1 cake. Recipes have been posted from every kitchen in the land. And come July 5th, celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Masaku will host the 3 finalists in a live cake-off on SABC3's Expresso Morning Show to decide who will bake it all the way to the Big Apple.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And if you're dreaming of that perfect getaway, well, we can encourage you to wonder often, wonder always, and to #wonder more.
Yeah, man, we've all been experiencing it. And our very own Brett Colopy did just that when he travelled to Protea Hotels by Marriott Kruger Gate to experience everything from wildlife adventures, a traditional African Boma dinner, and even a little bit of rest and recuperation with a traditional massage.
If you want to know where your heart is, look to where your mind goes when it wanders. Mine goes straight to nature. Though the city life may be exciting, the business can be draining, which is why we need to wander more. I've got the perfect place in mind that has relaxation high on the to-do list, and wandering is endless. Let's go explore. To me, wandering means exploring and having new experiences. My favorite thing about the Protea Hotels by Marriott Wonder More campaign is that it encourages you to explore your city and your country. South Africa is such a beautiful country. There is so much out there for us to discover. As soon as I arrived at the Protea Hotel by Marriott Kruger Gate, I was blown away by the warm welcoming that I received. It's such a beautiful hotel, and you feel like you're in a massive treehouse because you're kind of suspended in the canopy of the trees. Welcome to my humble abode, the Protea Hotel by Marriott Kruger Gate, situated on the picturesque Sabi River and a mere 100 meters from the Paul Kruger Gate. This is my wonderland, and I cannot wait to explore. This is the perfect place for me to wander because I'm literally right at the entrance of the Kruger National Park in the heart of nature. It's a perfect destination for families or even just as a couple. Besides nature, there's so much that the hotel has to offer. There's a swimming pool, there's a gym, there are elevated walkways which have amazing views, and there's a spectacular viewing deck which looks directly into the heart of the Kruger National Park. On my first night, I was lucky enough to have a traditional Boma experience. When it comes to wandering, you don't have to travel far to experience culture. Right here under the stars at the Lapa restaurant, I'm about to experience a traditional Boma feast, fit for a king. To say I'm excited is an understatement. A Boma dinner is a dinner outside in the wild, surrounded by wood-burning fires, traditional African music, and getting to feast on traditional African food. There was so much food to choose from. It was a massive feast, from pork belly, chicken, even lamb curry. The options were endless. My favorite part of the Boma dinner was when the African dancers started to perform. It was a really special experience. I even got to wear something called ibeshu in isiZulu. This is a true African experience, from the food, singing, dancing, and the scenery. After a great night's sleep and a mandatory cup of coffee, I'm now ready to wander more. And what better way to explore the wild than with a safari guided game drive through the Kruger National Park. And what's great is that the entrance to the Paul Kruger Gate is a mere 100 meters from the Protea Hotel by Marriott Kruger Gate. The safari game drive was out of this world. Leaving the hotel and driving up to the Paul Kruger Gate, you can feel the history and nature that lives there. We've just driven through the Kruger Gate, and look what we run into, our friend Ellie. How lucky are we? Seeing this beautiful, massive animal up close is an out-of-this-world experience. I can't even put it into words. On this game drive, we were so lucky. We got to see a variety of animals, from buck, buffalo, giraffe, elephant. No one had seen a lion the whole day. We were hoping we were going to get lucky. Eventually, we decided to call it quits, and on our way back to the exit, what did we come across? A pride of young male lions. I've been on many game drives, but this one smashes it out of the park. I've never come across so many animals in such a short space of time. With 3 restaurants to choose from, getting a workout in is essential, but it's made easy with a gym on site. And how's that for a view? After a long day, early morning game drive, gym, it's now time for a relaxing spa treatment. Dee's Spa is such a tranquil and peaceful space, and it has a spectacular view. Having been situated in a breathtaking surrounding such as this, there's only one thing left to do, and that's spend some me time. And what better way than having a traditional African massage, known as shigia. Shigia. This spa has a variety of treatments on offer, but they all have an African twist. I chose the shigia massage, whereby she uses a traditional African knobkerrie. Dee the masseuse was lovely, my massage was great, I feel rejuvenated. To top it off, the view from the spa is breathtaking. You're looking directly into the Kruger National Park. This whole experience has been amazing. From the drive here from Johannesburg, just a few hours away, to a warm welcome at the hotel, to an amazing game drive. Our beautiful country has something to offer everyone, no matter your fancy. So all that's left to do is wonder more.
Oh, it's a tough life, Brett. It's a tough life, buddy. But he is absolutely right. It is time to wander more. Book now, and you can enjoy up to 30% off your stay during, and of course, dining and spa experiences at Protea Hotels by Marriott right across Africa, not just here in South Africa. So join Marriott Rewards and discover exclusive benefits wherever you go, and that's running up until the 30th of September this year, so you've got plenty of opportunity. But you can find all of those terms and conditions that apply at protea.marriott.com.
And from, going away on holiday to looking after yourself, staying active, being social and eating nutrient-rich foods are all tips and tricks in living a happy life, especially as you enter into your senior years. Now, Leanne is in the lounge with Cecily Fuller, and to get on some advice on how to age gracefully with keeping your health top of mind.
Aging. Like it or not, it is going to happen. So when it does, it'll be good to know how to best look after yourself. Eating healthily is one of the obvious changes to make for optimum health. A good diet will keep your body strong, your mind sharp, and your energy levels up. Including jungle oats in your diet will help combat those side effects of aging, and it's made with 100% whole grain pure oats. It's high in fiber, low in GI, and it promotes heart wellness. Exactly what we need as we age. So here to talk to us about the correct nutrition for this phase of our lives is Cecily Fuller. Cecily, so good to have you on the show this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm so happy that we're talking about aging because it's something that we're all going to go through, so we might as well prepare for it. But let's talk about those common ailments that we should be aware of as we approach this stage of our lives.
I think commonly we often focus on lifestyle-related diseases. As we get older, the chances of becoming overweight, getting diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. But the one thing that's often overlooked is being underweight, because that can be just as unhealthy.
Yes.
And so as we get older, we often lose weight, we lose our appetite, so we eat less, and that increases your risk of fractures and falls.
Yeah. 100%. We always talk about nutrition being such an essential part of most things in life, especially now when it comes to aging. What should we be eating to make sure that we have a fuller, more healthier life?
Well, because you're losing muscle as you get older, you need to focus on protein, but not protein alone, also to make certain that you've got enough calories in your diet and all the other essential vitamins and minerals as well.
Yeah. In terms of activities, should we be doing any indoor activities, outdoor activities to make sure that we remain fit and healthy?
Often as we get older, we think we don't need to exercise or we do less. But there are lots of activities that can be tailor-made to suit your needs. So we can even do exercises in a chair. One wants to focus on resistance or weight-related exercises to build up those muscles.
That's quite awesome. And then, of course, social activities is so important. What can seniors do to make sure that they stay social, that they're still going out with friends and family, things like that?
I think often to invite people round, because as soon as you've got someone to enjoy a meal with, you often eat a bit better as opposed to preparing a meal for yourself. And you often get depressed as you get older because there are other diseases that are associated with aging. So it's important to stay active and to interact with like-minded people.
Well, thank you so much, Cecily, for joining us today. Keeping active, staying social, eating healthy, nutrient-rich foods like jungle oats is all part of the secret to doing it right, aging gracefully, and of course, living our best lives.
South Africa's original oat champion now has a range of nutritious, delicious muesli. New Jungle Muesli, available in an exciting variety of flavors.
Now, as we approach the final week of the Lance Wood Cake-Off, let's quickly have a look back at our top 3 finalists who will be battling it out for the title of SA's #1 cake maker and secure the prize of a dream trip to foodie heaven, New York City, with 150,000 Rand. Now, first up, we met a beauty therapist, Faiza Omar from Nelspruit. Now, she dreams of studying to be a patisserie and is also a patisserie chef, and is also very happy to be showcasing her talent for everyone to appreciate. And then we got to know single mom Somakazi Zulu, who works full-time but also runs a small cake business on the side. Now, she dreams of inspiring her daughter Lulo and also hopes her faith and belief in her gift will see her through. And then finally, we got to meet the lovely Cheryl Govender from Pietermaritzburg, who has 2 children and bakes for a living. Now, she has overcome a lot in recent years and is convinced that this strength and love of her craft will help her do the job of the day. Now, they all seem like worthy winners, but ultimately it's going to be going down to the tasting. We will prove their mettle. Who will prove their mettle to come out tops? Now, if you think you know and want to be a winner too, why don't you visit our Expresso Facebook page and comment on who you think will take the title, and you could stand a chance of winning this top-of-the-range KitchenAid artisan mixer. Now, the competition closes on Wednesday, the 4th of July at 12 o'clock, so make sure you enter. Remember, those T's and C's do apply, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com.
With a trip to New York City worth 150,000 Rand as first prize, Lancewood SA's #1 cream cheese is so close to crowning the nation's #1 cake. Recipes have been posted from every kitchen in the land. And come July 5th, celebrity judges Zola Nene, Jay Something and Lorna Maseku will host the 3 finalists in a live cake-off on SABC3's Expresso Morning Show to decide who will bake it all the way to the Big Apple.
Oh, listen, speaking of Apple, we're going to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show and spend time in the kitchen making kid-friendly flooded biscuits.
Yes, and speaking of Apple, we've got Johnny Apple in the house. And of course, he's features on a brand new track by Pascal and Pierce. Give us a wave there. Look at them, look at them. They're here to shut it down before the weekend with Lose Control. Do it, lose it, lose it, lose control.
He's losing control.
Lose it, lose it, lose it.
This Thursday on Presenter Search on 3, we reveal your talented, beautiful and charismatic top 10. 3 of these presenter hopefuls will be your next SABC3 presenters.
Who will be one step closer to reaching their dreams? Catch Presenter Search on 3, Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Repeats Saturdays at 12 midday, only on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Enjoy a moment in between with McCafe.
Get ready for some fun, now the time has come. Dance under the moon just like when we were young. I've been trying to get it all up in the air. It's starting to feel amazing. Just lose control, get crazy. Time to start believing all sunlight fades in. Get ready for some fun, now the time has come. Dance under the moon just like when we were young. I've been trying to get it all up in the air. It's starting to feel amazing. Just lose control, get crazy.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, right here on SABC3. So good to be hanging out with you. There's still a couple of minutes left of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, if all the rivers were biscuits and I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. Truer words were never spoken. So if you're feeling like a lucky duck today, then you're not going to want to miss the Sasco flooded biscuits. And to help us with this recipe today is pastry goddess Teresa and a very special guest chefs Maggie and Caitlin. Hello. How's it going, Caitlin? Hello, Maggie. Put it there, my love. Yeah? Not a high five? You leave me hanging? Yes! Got it. Hello, Teresa. Lovely to have you. Listen, this looks cool, man. We've been looking forward to this all morning. These flooded biscuits. What is a flooded biscuit, by the way? Caitlin, maybe you can say.
Do you know?
Do you know what is a flooded biscuit, would you say?
It looks flooded with icing.
Yeah, I couldn't put it better myself. It looks flooded with icing, and you can go creative. We've got a unicorn, and we get a colourful cactus over there as well. Yeah. And Teresa, I'm going to give it to you guys. I'm going to step back. Yes, you guys do it using our trusted Sasco flour.
That's right. So it's just a basic vanilla cookie that we're making here. So we've got our butter and sugar, which we're going to cream. And I wonder if these guys should start decorating while we start mixing.
I think so. So yeah, when the batter's done, how do you get to the shapes, by the way?
So that's when you roll the dough out, and we've got our cookie cutters here, our cactus and our unicorn.
Okay.
You can obviously use whatever you have.
Yes.
And then once they're cool, you can start decorating it with the royal icing.
The royal icing. Okay, cool.
It's a mixture of egg white and icing sugar.
Brilliant.
And it goes nice and hard when it dries.
All right, so talk us through the dough quickly while the decoration is going on this side.
So I'm busy creaming the butter and the sugar here.
Okay.
And you want to get it nice and pale and fluffy.
Yeah. If you have a mixer at home, it could help.
It's a little bit easier.
Well.
I'm going to just keep going.
But you're doing well. I would jump in and help, but you know what? You've got so much little
We've got so many hands on board.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just cream this together, and then you add your flour and your vanilla.
All right.
And you basically mix it until it comes together into a dough.
So you don't have eggs or anything going in there?
No eggs in this one. It's quite interesting.
Love it.
But it's nice. It always comes out like a shortbread
yes.
kind of vibe.
Nice. So Caitlin, you can talk me through. What are you busy doing there?
I'm busy colouring in. I'm not sure what it is.
It's a cactus. It's a cactus.
It's
a purple cactus.
Yes. It's sideways. That's why you.
Yes. Okay.
And then what you would do is you can do an outline with the royal icing.
Yes.
And then wait for that to dry. And then you put a little bit of water into the icing to make it thinner. And then you flood the middle of the biscuit. You fill it up.
Okay,
And then you let it dry completely, and then you serve it.
And you have this beautiful...
And you can go wild with your colours and your sprinkles and whatever you feel like.
I mean, this is something fun. I'm sure you would attest to, you know, for the entire family. The kids will absolutely love doing this.
It keeps you busy for ages. Yeah. You can sit and decorate, so loads of fun.
Yeah, and I love how Maggie's getting creative as there. Maggie, so are you busy doing the unicorn? Hey?
That looks good, love.
Nice. Is pink your favourite colour, Maggie?
Yes.
Nice. Well, I can definitely see that you look beautiful. Now, the keyword is Sasco. SMS that to 33728. That's Sasco to 33728 if you want to get your hands on this beautiful flooded biscuits that we are busy making. Very, very easy. Maybe it's something fun to do this weekend, especially if you're going to be in the Western Cape because it's going to be cold, it's going to be raining.
Yeah, this is perfect.
This is absolutely perfect. So we're going to finish these guys off. That keyword, once again, is Sasco. SMS that to 33728. But here are those steps one more time.
Keep the little ones occupied these school holidays with some delicious Sasco flooded biscuits, guaranteed to keep them busy for ages. Add sugar and butter together in a mixing bowl and cream until pale and fluffy. Add the flour in stages while mixing into the creamed butter. Once all the flour is added, add the vanilla and mix through. Cling wrap and place in the fridge to chill for 30 minutes. Before rolling out and cutting out into various shapes. Place on a baking tray and bake for 180 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes or until the ends just begin to brown. For the icing, add the icing sugar and egg whites to a mixing bowl and beat on high until fluffy before adding the lemon juice. Continue mixing until the icing is thick and pale, holding its shape well. Using the colored food gels, separate and color the icing to use for biscuits. When decorating the biscuits, begin by creating the outlining border and allow for it to set before flooding the inside of the biscuits. When flooding the biscuits, simply add a few drops of water to the icing to thin it out first. Ensure that the borders are set before flooding the biscuits. Allow the whole biscuit to set and harden before serving. Now that's a tasty way to keep the kids occupied.
And that keyword once again, Sasco to 33728. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, perfect for the weekend, for the entire family to get involved in as well. Log on to our website, expressoshow.com as well to get the full recipe. But I mean, these guys are doing so well. So the cactus looking beautiful.
Yeah.
Maggie, I am so impressed with this unicorn of yours, eh?
Good job.
The beautiful combination of colors. And I just got a comment on Caitlin's nails. I mean, it's so fitting. Look at that, eh? Give us a nice little shot there, hey? It's like a doggy and a yin-yang. Hey,
Yeah.
that is impressive. Teresa, thank you very much
Such
for
a
joining
pleasure.
us, giving us a good time. Caitlin, thank you very much for coming through. Appreciate it. Maggie, thank you, my love. Hey, you can have that cookie when you're done. The keyword Sasco to 33728.
Sasco, baking together since 1930.
Thank you so much, Maggie and Caitlin, absolute superstars. Now, if you could have seen the way the studio erupted when these guys did their sound check, you are in store for something absolutely amazing. We've got Johnny Apple, who's featuring on a brand new track. This is the television debut by Pascal and Pierce. It's Lose Control.
Get ready for some fun, now the time has come. Dance under the moon just like when we were young. I've been trying to get it all up in the air. It's starting to feel amazing. Just lose control. To start believing all of our dreams we're chasing before the sunlight fades in. Get ready for some fun, now the time has come. Dance under the moon just like when we were young. I've been trying to get it all. Just lose control, get crazy. Just lose
Thank you.
Break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We have a dance crew with us, one like no other. We are wrapping up Youth Month with a bang, so don't go anywhere. They're performing after the break.
Get the weekend started with Afternoon Express today at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3 as we bring you 2 live performances on one show. Joining us is house producer Rabs Vafui, who recently released a new album where he collaborated with an artist from each of the 9 provinces. Plus, we enjoy the smooth sounds of Afro Traction. That's Afternoon Express, weekdays at 4:30 p.m. on SABC3. The stage is yours.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
No, I'm just playing.
Put a little curse on them.
I will kill you.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And as the month of June wraps up, I can say it's been quite an explosive youth month. So we thought it's only one way to end off the month, and that is with a bang. Now, you know we love our Friday dances, and today we have a real treat for you. So please welcome to Expresso the B2 Dominate Youth Hip Hop Dance Crew, who are thick in their preparation with their coach Caitlin Liggett to represent South Africa for their Protea colors at the World Hip Hop Dance Championships in Phoenix, Arizona, in the United States in August.
That is incredible. Welcome, team. Welcome, dancers.
Thank you so
B2
much.
Dominate. They're in the zone. They're in the zone.
zone.
Caitlin, just before we get into it, how are you guys feeling ahead of this insane opportunity?
No, we're very, very excited. Lots of long hours of rehearsals and fundraising events to get us there. It's just really a dream come true, and we're super excited to represent South Africa at the Olympics of hip-hop dance. There's loads of competitions, but this is really the Olympics for hip-hop dance. months.
That's pretty cool, because I was about to ask you, how does the competition work, and what's the highest, honours that that you guys can, win there?
Yeah, no, well, basically we've been doing lots of qualifying rounds, and the top 3 crews represent South Africa overseas with a certain ranking, certain scores, and we're very honoured to go and represent our country. And
what goes into the preparation? Because I know these all youngsters, they're busy with school, they've got so much going on, and then adding on to it the dancing as well on a top level like you guys are doing. Yeah. I mean, how do you guys manage it? What has been going on for the past couple of months?
Well, it's school holidays, so a lot of dedication, long hours. Their parents are awesome support system as well, because it's the driving up and down. But, with the 2 years of being together, we've formed such a bond. It's great being around people that we almost call family, and it just helps the process of training easier, you know? Yeah.
You need that support. Well, we can't wait to see what is going to be happening, and from the get-go, we wish you all of the best, you and your entire team, man. Yeah. So here we are, B2 Dominate. It's your Friday dance. Let's get it underway.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
No, I'm just playing.
Put a little turf on them.
I will kill you.
Hey, snap your fingers. You still, you can do it all by yourself. Let me see you. Let's go.
Started with a 16, now got 100 piece. I was dead broke. I used to pray to get 100 keys. Post on the corner, ounce of coke in my dungarees. Watching for the stars, trying to sting us like the bumblebee. Cleaning out that pro map. 100 bands ain't no sweat. No sweat. Tell her no club. Nobody, you ain't got no check. Cause my ball like it ain't no.
Yes, man. Yes. B2 Dominate, man.
And make sure you follow them on social media so you can support them throughout their journey in the States as they head to Arizona in August for the the Olympics of hip-hop dancing.
Man.
They are B2 Dominate on social media.
That's a Phoenix, Arizona, baby. Watch out for the B2 Dominate. They're going to come dominate on that side, man.
Yes.
Listen, thank you very much. It's been a fantastic Friday. Just to throw forward to next week, Friday, that's the 6th of July. It's going to be a very exciting show because we have the presenter search on 3 takeover right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. So we're going to be kicking back and
laughing because that was me 3 years ago doing the takeover, doing the news, calling Macedonia, macadamia, like completely being thrown under the bus on live TV.
It's going to be phenomenal. So make sure you tune in for that. But we are going to be back on Monday, nice and early, to start your week off the right note. Thank you very much. We love you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.